So last session, we wrapped up the confrontation with Tor as the evidence of a tricky little timer that I put on the playfield remains to tell you. Nice, Nox. I'm gonna say no. The ending, the resolution of that didn't quite go how you were hoping, with the various movements of, one other person on the ship who was not at the gathering, allowed Tour to escape in a moment of distraction from your party, and flew away off to another ship in the swarm. After placating the people there about what had just happened, giving them some explanation so that you weren't just a band of crazy people that came in shooting lasers into the air, yet not hitting any walls somehow, he then left and decided to follow up on the plight that Nia Shadow Voss seems to have found herself in. That being that she is reputed to have some level of morals or ethics and won't work for slaters, won't transport slaves or get into any kind of human trafficking, but is presently working for flying for a known human trafficker who happens to have, according to these rumors, basically created a situation where her sister is under threat. And you've just arrived at Pana, specifically outside in the in the orbit of Astos, where you've identified. Oh gosh, I forgot the ship's name. The ship on which Auto Battle, the captain, is flying. The nest egg. The nest egg.
That was it.
Yep.
I knew it was something that was actually a phrase, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
And so there we are. Anything that I missed or that was particularly memorable from that last session?
I think I had a migraine.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sure that was memorable for you, but I don't think we knew about it. That was so inconsiderate of me. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I think. Wait, no, that was last week. The week before that, I had horrible connection issues. I remember.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
You got everything except for the fact that there's a certain face on the screen that is.
I missed one of the most important details.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Very true, actually. Nox, I'm surprised you didn't say anything.
They're just waiting. Nox just waiting.
It was a test for the rest of us.
What's that, Nox?
I was muted.
Welcome back to the land of the Townful.
So, while you were in the swarm, John decided to pursue his own path. But in the noise you were making, in your search for rumors of mythic pilot's legendary skill, one of John's old war buddies, someone that knew him from the many engagements that John had taken part in, reached out and said that there was a particularly skilled pilot currently flying on his ship, but he wasn't going anywhere for a couple of months, and she is quite honestly too skilled for his ship. And so John made arrangements for Kana, a new and a highly skilled pilot, to join the Raza. And Kana has already proven her skill by plotting drills that take half the time that they're expected to take. And there have been some navigators throughout history and throughout the sector who've been known to find quicker ways through the same routes that everyone else takes. Well, different route because it is faster, but who've been known to be able to find a safe passage in the faster and more dangerous currents that most ship drives, spike drives, will reject. They find those tiny little holes that the spike drive won't reject and take a quicker course. Um, it does fairly raise some concerns because it is, by all studies, knowledge of metaspace and expectations, it is more dangerous. But there were no ship warnings thrown up through the faster transit, and Notario reported that nothing came up in the ship computer, and nothing looked wrong with the course. And with that, I'll go ahead and bring us into frame.
I have a rules question.
Sure.
If we were being directly followed by somebody, would they be able to, I guess, follow the ship and make the same jump in the same amount of time as us?
They would not be able to make the same jump in the same amount of time. And by rules, there's no actual way to know where a ship goes once it has entered metaspace and drilled. I have very strongly considered a modification to that. I've considered this in favor of the players because I know that there have been times when players have wanted to chase a ship. Where if you enter metaspace quickly enough, you can see the trail and make a very, very reasonable guess where they're going based on known maps of metaspace. So I will probably implement that. It works for both you guys and for anybody pursuing you. But it still wouldn't allow them to take the same course adjustments that Starfarer faster piloting would allow.
Yeah, I guess it's just like a visualization thing. I don't know if you can see other ships while you're like there, or like what you actually see while you're in metaspace.
Yeah, so basically they couldn't like take the same jump in our wake, but they could track us and have an idea of where we went, or vice versa.
Yeah, they would know, they would see your trail, and because there really aren't that many paths to other known locations in the sector. It's kind of like, okay, there's 5 different places that the ship could have gone, and all of those go in different directions. This one is going closest to that direction.
Then again, if you're making the trip in half the time anyways, you can double jump to get there and you're completely gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You'd be out of the next sector before they even cut into it, depending on the jump.
The only thing that might allow someone to actually keep up is if they have double the spike drive, which
you don't have to. You could jump to any system from anywhere on the horizon, right?
Yes, you can.
Don't have to be on okay. So basically, if you jump into a place, you're already basically in a position to make the jump to another system.
As long as you got the fuel.
Yeah, as long as you got the fuel. I guess we'd have to stop and resupply.
Again, Jeff.
And regardless, it'll all be moot once we if we ever get Drive 6, it'll all be moot.
Yeah. Shit, if they need double the drive to keep up, then we're already fairly undirectly followable at Drive 3.
Yeah.
I think I'm done with Elise's rifle for sure. For all this, in which case.
I do think it's really funny that we've been keeping the sessions without near party wipe counter for half the campaign now.
Keeping the sessions
We can
where?
fix that.
Or what? No, there's like a sort of a spiraling counter of no session or sessions without near party wipe.
Oh.
The sort of spiraling element of it has been here for half the campaign now.
Oh.
The actual counter I've been keeping a lot longer.
I do intend to fix that. Yeah.
Huh?
Well, we're
How worried should I be?
yeah. We're getting quite high on those numbers especially compared to session count. You know, it's like
Let me type something out here real quick. Fingers are not working. This is taking too long, so I'm going to move us along from what I'm doing to what we're doing. You guys are outside. You're in orbit of Astos. You have a detection lock on the nest egg, as well as a handful of other ships that you don't need to have a lock on. You do also have a lock on the courier escort, the escort ship that is traveling with the nest egg. And so, how would you like to proceed?
We don't know. Okay. Did we have information? Because this is one where there was it a sister being held hostage? Why is it always a sister being held hostage?
I rolled the gender randomly.
Sorry, I've in books that I've been reading too. I think like 2 books that I've read recently. It's also a sister being held hostage. So that's not on you.
Yeah.
Sexy as a bias roller, more at 11.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing here is that you, Meowkin, are making assumptions.
I don't think that's an assumption, is it? Situation.
Question about the technology. Can you, I'll say, bug ship-to-ship communications?
If you get on their ship, you would have to get access to their actual communications equipment. Probably also into the electronics, the software of it, to route something through, or well, okay, 2 different options there. A physical device that will have a limited transmission range, or a physical device that's just pure equipment. That's just getting on and implanting. Or a physical device paired with a hack in the comms system, such that the comm system repeats the message to you. But if you're just trying to intercept communications as they go from one place to another, secured communications, no. Unsecured communications,
I know like listening out on wireless messages is very difficult in the universe, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm only asking because we probably can't just hail them and ask.
Well, you could. I don't know if it's a good idea.
Well, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. Partially because the ship could very well be bugged.
Oh, I see what you're asking. So you're worried that yes, in that case, absolutely, yeah. A ship could bug their own communications with pretty much no problem at all.
Yeah. And that is important for securing the hostage. Just a thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, well, we haven't really.
We don't have the information on the sister other than the fact that
She exists, yeah.
identified. Yeah, that she
Right.
exists and is
Yeah.
presumably under threat of death.
Yeah,
We know her
it's
last name.
yeah, it's a shame that we we don't have some sort of physical description for Nia Vos just so that we can try and cross paths with her, because I suspect that if we try and kill her current employer without saying something to her beforehand, she's gonna be pretty freaked out about it and try and escape or fire back.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know that we can approach her direct. I'm trying to think of how we
Yeah.
figure that out, though.
You do have access to the internet, so whatever information Astos allows off planet to be in orbit, which I will say for a place like Astos is going to be practically all of it. Astos legitimately has space stations,
No paranoia.
many space stations in orbit that are trying to sell you things, trying to get you to go down to the planet to buy more things. This is a corporate hell, megacorp hell planet, with advertising up the wazoo. You are being advertised at right now by big glaring signs in space.
Gods, are we in America?
Worse.
Space America. Yeah.
The nest egg it's currently basically parked here, like it's not currently going from one place to the other.
Correct. It is in a stationary orbit.
Okay, and then also, do we know where Nia's sister is or no?
No idea. Don't think.
Do not.
Nia, right? Shadow. I get that right.
We don't even know where she is, never mind where her sister is.
But
we
I
can
say
assume
that
she's probably
tell
with
you
the
that
ship.
Presumably, she's on the nest egg.
Yeah.
Nia is at least.
Yeah.
But we don't know if Nia's sister is in this system at all.
But I tell you the I do tell you the outernet info because it does mean that you can do some research for this planet.
Yeah,
I guess. Did someone have Bounty Hunter? Or was that John? Elise.
Yep.
Bounty Hunter would be very useful for this situation.
That would be at least.
Yeah, Percy tried to hit the streets but didn't really have much luck. Not that he was really expecting to, but he was looking for information, and didn't really turn up much. So I think this is maybe more of a specialist job.
All right. Well, and we don't know the nest egg itinerary other than the fact that it'll be here.
Sorry that took so long to get to you, Jackal. Fixed. Pilot. Oh, pilot is not connected to sheet. Okay, fix that. Did everybody go quiet or what's
No, I think they'll went
Everyone
quiet.
just went quiet.
Okay.
I was typing out there.
I was waiting to hear if Jackal had anything to say about the possibility of Elise hitting the streets to try and find some information on Shadow.
Yeah, I got distracted because I was reading a message.
Oh, okay. That part of that silence was my fault.
I was going to say, so basically all boils down to Dex, pretty much.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, it does.
Dex got back to me about I think that happened last session when I asked about. I was reading that and it reminded me, and I got very distracted.
That's fair. That's quite fair.
But no, yeah, at least we'll definitely be down to hit the streets and find any and all information that she can.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to tag along if you need someone with you, like a second pair of eyes.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Why indeed.
Could Miokin help with that? Has worked in search and rescue op before.
That makes you more qualified than most of us are for what we do, or for most of what we do.
My qualifications are I blow things up. So, engineer.
So
Oh, I'm playing guitar.
usually she already has all the information she needs to like do the thing.
There we go.
So
Also, that just sounds like you're coming off a heavy metal album cover or something. Just like, yeah, my qualifications are that I blow stuff up with playing guitars.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, Milk, you're welcome to come along if you want to.
out of character. Second.
Terrible looking bars. Let's make them prettier bars. Compact. There we go.
Out of character. Second.
Out of character, what? Sorry.
I had to take care of something out of the game.
Oh, sure.
I just finished them back.
All right. Well, let's get a box going for the away team. I have a box already there, so I'm going to move all of you into the galley and the box apparently. Put that box back where it belongs. In fact, why is the box even movable?
Wrong layer.
Yeah, I think I put all those
put it
boxes
on
on
the
the wrong layer.
Whoops.
Yeah, I put the boxes on the map layer.
Yeah. Most of them are. I think I left those bottom three not so that I could quickly adjust them.
A little more, because those are the ones that are more likely to be dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then of course I have it behind the other item on the map, which is locked. Oh, good. I can still move it though. Yeah. All right. Roll 20 wasn't too bad to me.
That's pleasant.
You win this time, roll 20.
And
Not in the usual
I
way
can
it wins.
still
Yeah.
change the names of the boxes, so that's good. That's what I need. Is I need the labels on the token layer. All right. Has Kana revealed yet that she is psychic and can detect psychics?
Well, she has now apparently.
Well,
No, Dex has.
I believe you guys knew
Yeah,
that.
it
In,
was mentioned out. It was
so-
mentioned out of character.
yeah.
Everyone's
Or
pocket one.
rolling over the character options.
Y'all just forgot. Not my fault.
Yeah, I don't think I heard any of what the three of you said there because you all said it at once.
Basically, what was said was all y'all knew. You had no excuse. I didn't present any new information.
Oh yeah, no. As players we knew. As characters, I think we still don't.
That's why Dex is asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, as characters, I think we still don't.
Okay. And it occurred to me that a question that I've answered at some point in my notes hasn't really come up here, and I want to put a pin in it to start off. And that is, if metapsychics can detect the movements of these entities, or detect them without them moving, then why aren't they more widely known to metapsychics? Because metapsychics can't detect them. It's kind of a the best way I think I can describe it is that knowing them and seeing them is an information hazard. You don't actually, even being metapsychic, you don't start detecting them until you've seen them, and then you're detecting them.
Trippy.
I love when things work like that.
Mm.
Because it's like, wait, how does that work? Woo 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 woo.
Yeah, and it's kind of like an edge of awareness thing. Like, there's plenty of reports of people who claim to see ghosts, you know?
Mhm.
And there's all those supernatural occurrences of things being knocked over or lights flickering, which skeptical people say, yeah, that's just, something happening in the air. But someone who's actually seen a ghost says, no, no, that was a ghost. So it's kind of
I mean-
a edge of consciousness thing. Even if a metapsychic does detect it, they're not actually sensing that they detect it.
I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that it was wrapped up in psychic imagery and talking about the end of the universe by sci-fi spaceships, the whole experience of last session would have seemed like a ghost possessing someone. Like, without the context, that's basically a ghost.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I've got 3 people going down to planet. Do you want to take anybody else with you?
I don't have context. What are we going down for? I heard we're on Astos.
At
We
least
are in orbit around Astos, where both Nest Egg and the escort security ship escorting it are currently in stationary orbit. The Nest Egg is captained by Auto Battle, for whom Nia Shadow Voss, is supposedly working. Presumably against her will, because she doesn't work for human trafficking and he is a known human trafficker, and you know that he has threatened to kill her sister.
Right. And
We
we're going
want
down
to-
to the surface.
we wanted to try and do Nia a turn, but then we figured, hang on, she's probably going to be against it because she won't know what's happening. Like, you're being liberated, do not resist if she doesn't actually know. But
Yeah.
we've not really got a physical appearance for it. It's a shame we don't know more. Percy tried to hit the streets to gather information last time. He wasn't very good at it. At least he's very good at this.
Right, I see. So it's a go down and gather some information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
and hopefully don't get into any gunfights that require that new concealable sniper rifle. Hopefully. I mean, I will not be caught unawares if a gunfight starts, but
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if Das would go.
you don't need to. I'm sure we can do some back at the ship scenes while we're away.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm just thinking,
Mm-hmm.
would Das go? And the answer is I don't know.
Yeah.
Normally the answer is like I know what the answer is, and it's one way or the other. But this time it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I apparently need to readjust everyone's sheet because I don't think it's. Nope, actually that's working fine. Those of you with system strain that is showing on your character sheet. Ah, yes, Das does have significant system strain.
Yeah,
just went through a
Das
thing.
has
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
I
and
probably don't have it anymore though.
Yeah.
I have a small amount of
I don't-
permanent strain that's storing now.
Right.
I don't remember the timing of like when that happened relative to now, but it's probably still at least some of it there.
It was pretty. I think it was pretty recent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty recent.
Yeah,
It was on the
it was
trip.
not long after we went through Carfali, so maybe a jump ago.
Yeah.
And that jump was very, very quick. It was
Yeah.
1 day.
Okay, so
Yeah.
probably basically all of it. I can't remember what the recovery rate is, but it's not fast.
I don't
think
feel
it's
bad
one-
not having a modding queue set up right now. Then not wasting too much time on it.
Go ahead and anybody that needs it, go ahead and say 1 day has passed since you gained all your
Actually-
strain there, Das.
Right. Is it one recovery per day? I can't remember the.
It is 1 recovery per day, yeah. And if
Okay.
you've lost hit
Right.
points, it's your level in hit points per day. But I don't think anybody's lost. Alright, so and the current date is 4/28.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody is filled
Let's
up.
get
So.
some tunes playing. Hannah? And looks like it's just the three of you. You don't want to take any of your NPC crew down to the planet with you.
I mean, if anyone's interested, then they can come. But like if they want to go for pleasure, that's fine. We'll go for business, and I don't think we particularly need anyone else.
Asta is a local, as Meowkin points out.
Asta from Astos. Coincidence? Probably not.
Somewhat unoriginal though.
Right?
That's like Eddie from Edinburgh. Paul from Colorado.
I'll be honest, her location rolled randomly came after the name. And then I was just like, yeah, that works.
Even so, Meowkin's trying to make a point, and I'm disputing it. Callie from California.
Oh, no. The point that Meowkin's making is that Asta is from Astos. She is a local.
Actually is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like he was also pointing out that maybe she's named after the planet.
Oh.
And I'm arguing that would be stupid.
I didn't hear that.
Hannah from Montana, A1. Although I
Is
suppose
Hannah Montana from Montana?
for the purposes for this, I suppose it makes more sense if it was
I
Monty
thought-
from Montana.
Hannah Montana was actually a fake name for someone else, the performer name. So.
Regardless, if Asta of Astos wants to come with us, then she can, but not too bothered.
Yeah, she doesn't mind.
Okay.
She is also part of your security team, so I mean, it's kind of what she does.
Okay, screw it then. She can come along. If she points out that way, then yeah, she's volunteered.
Okay. Libra is obviously not going anywhere near the planet because there are perimeter on the planet.
I wasn't going to ask her to.
Right.
Yeah.
Although
Well,
I
in case
do
you
have.
were.
Although I do have a scene. I have a scene in mind with Libra later. I can't remember if I've actually done it yet or not. I'll ping Dex later on.
Okay. All right. So the four of you prepare to go down to the surface of the planet. You're welcome to use your cargo lighter in very specific places, very specific ways to get down there. You can also request courtesy shuttle service for free.
Nice as it is, I would kind of rather that we had control over the terms of our arrival and leaving. Like if we need to haul ass out of town in a hurry, I don't want to have to wait for a courtesy shuttle that might not be delivered.
Okay.
It's also a good reason to get a fighter at some point.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if the cargo lighter is really the best suited to hauling ass out of somewhere.
Yeah, I will say if we need to leave and the planet doesn't want us to leave, we're not leaving.
That's a fair point. Yeah. Okay, you saying we do the courtesy shuttle then?
No, you can still take the cargo lighter. I'm just saying, don't. I wouldn't rely on that to be, the hot rod to get out of there.
My point was, it's more reliable than a shuttle delivered by their goodwill.
Yeah.
Cargo lighter it is.
Thank you, Dex.
Yep. Do you need the base powers too, or are you fine with those?
I'm fine with these.
Okay. Those just back up for you.
Fun part about being the psychic, all of my powers make it impossible for me to use my character sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's such a big blurb. You could shorten the description of all of those. If you want at some point when you get on the computer, just make them one line so that they don't take up an ungodly amount of space when pulled open.
It's the width of them.
Oh, okay, that makes
There's no
sense.
space between them that I could grab onto to continue scrolling.
Okay, yeah. All right. So I believe I heard you decide on. Actually, I didn't hear. I was trying to tease it out. Cargo lighter.
The cargo lighter.
Okay.
Cargo lighter.
Cargo heavier. Wait.
Cargo shuttle.
All right.
Cargo heavy.
And you have a pilot with you to navigate the kind of landing instructions for the lighter. you are directed to land in you're still directed to land in the port area of the main city whose name I've forgotten. I'm not gonna look it up right now. And wow. One moment, please.
Uh-huh.
And that's all something that Kana is clearly and easily able to navigate, just getting the directions and landing where designated. Once on planet, you are immediately beset by advertisements. You step out of the lighter, you go through a very quick and not very thorough inspection or check. Someone looks inside the lighter to make sure you've got like they're looking for something in there, but they only just kind of look inside of it. And there's some teenager with a wand that kind of sort of waves it around you. There is a chance that they will find and detect any weapons that are not concealed through a focus or mod. And so I do need to know what you all are coming down in. Like, what armor are you wearing, and what weapons are you carrying?
Well, I don't. I have to actually check my sheet. I think that I have.
Yeah.
Concealed armor. I've got the polymorphic thing that does
Nice.
move me.
Nice.
Does that count?
I need to be in the right PDF. So you've got the polymorphic blending on your armor?
Yeah.
I think the scan would still detect it, right? Because
A
it's
scan
really...
still detects it, but it could appear as something else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Visual inspection.
I believe so. But let me. What type of armor is it?
It's a combat field uniform.
Okay, it is actually a combat field uniform. Okay. Any weapons?
Well, I can take my new sniper rifle through.
I believe that's got the concealed mod on it, right?
It does.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're not worried about that.
I don't think I can take any of the other weapons that I have. I have the semi-auto pistols that came from Porcelain, but I don't think either of those were concealed.
Okay.
The only other concealed weapons that we have available, there's the 2 bolters that I made a while ago that are concealed.
So the if I can't take the armor, it's just the sniper rifle. And if I can, it's the sniper rifle and the armor.
So that's actually a fair point. You would know what weapons you're not supposed to take down. And you're basically not supposed to take down mag weaponry or advanced energy weaponry. Advanced energy weaponry being anything above laser pistol or laser rifle.
We do have an armory, so...
So the semi-auto is fine.
Yeah, the semi-autos they're not even gonna flinch at.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
There is a don't be in military armor. So no military armor, which is the CFU. So that's something that you can either risk them not detecting because of the polymorphic blending.
Yeah, I'm a sniper. If we're in a combat situation, I won't need the armor, and if I do, we're fucked.
That's fair. Although in fairness, things don't always go right. I'm not a grappler, and yet.
Got about as grappled as you can get.
Alright.
Yeah, I think would it be like socially acceptable or considered overly paranoid to say we're out in the vacuum and wearing an armored vac suit?
No, you certainly could come down in an armored vac suit, but you wouldn't really want to be walking around the city in it.
That's fair. Okay.
I mean, they're not fragile, but there are way too many things that can just accidentally puncture it, and you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand. Okay. In that case, Percy he's not going to outright say that he's not carrying any weapons. He's just going to say to the guy doing the check that he doesn't have any weapons.
Okay.
And if any of the group wants to challenge one up, via shot, feel free.
Well, this is more the GM asking, not the guy.
I actually don't. I'm not carrying any equipped weapons.
Okay. Asta does have a laser rifle with her, and not a CFU, but what's the next one down? I was just on that page.
Well, you best just get back on it.
I best, yeah. Well, just the secure clothing. Yeah. And what about Kana?
Armored undersuit. The biggest weapon that she has on her is an advanced bow.
Okay. All right. Well, the guy, the disinterested teenager does his waving. It blips for one of the pistols, and he kind of looks at it. He doesn't even detect the other pistol. He sees it, but he doesn't get close enough to detect it. So you're seeing that the security here, at least with this guy, is not very good, and it's fairly easy to look around and see that this is not uncommon. The rare person, this is like event security. You know that gif of the guy that's like barely doing his job, blah 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 blah. That's basically what this is, except it's a younger kid doing it, and not an old man. Nobody bats an eye at Siri coming along with you, which Eliza asked for Siri to do if Siri wants to, and she does. And you are out of the port. Once out of the port, the ads get even more personal. And you start seeing lots and lots of alien-related stuff.
Oh god, yeah. That suddenly this makes sense. This makes sense.
Some of it is inappropriate, but most of it is just kind of selling fake alien trinkets. They're obviously fake, but they're being presented as a rare find on Vacant or on SOS, or this lamp contains the essence of a Sue from SOS, and these things they are catching Asta's attention. She is trying very hard to keep focused, but it's made even clearer that you're seeing these because the ads see her, when one of them even says, "Welcome back, Asta."
The longer you hear, the better the ad profile's going to be, and the harder it's going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have time in our roving around the cosmos to destroy capitalism?
Vex, it's a silly idea, but there should be a mechanism for like the longer you spend on Astos, the more likely you are to spend money on knickknacks and trinkets. just like a credit penalty the longer you spend on it.
Well, that's not a bad idea. um, as you make your way out, this is a very long corridor, by the way, getting out of the port and into the city proper. It doesn't, it doesn't really seem to need to be this. Oh, here's another ad. There's
More space
starting
for
to be.
ads.
You're starting to also see ads for guns, weaponry, military grade armor, and social events. Be the life of the party, as well as mods for drones.
Wow.
I can hear the home team just sitting there like Loki salivating.
And possibly the worst of it, there's definitely some profiling going on, because I'm pretty sure, in my discussions with Nox about Kana's never been to Astos, right?
I don't think so. I
Well,
don't think so.
there are traditional Shinoban weapons as forged by master Shinoban smiths also being advertised.
I'm at a loss for words.
Now do they already have
Smith, this one's only
now do they already
50
have a
credits.
profile because they bought data somehow?
What was that,
That's
Jackal?
getting there.
Oh, sweet. This one's 50 credits.
Does Elise actually say that?
No.
Okay.
Shame I was about to reply.
No, I don't think Elise would ever be that giddy about, I presume, a bunch of knives.
Knives, swords, bows.
Yeah.
Swords, I feel, are more her size. Mid-fork land, literally.
Shuriken.
I feel like she actually need to get more excited about the bow than the sword.
Oh yeah, I'm not denying that. Yeah, does she actually stay at West Bows?
Yeah, sure, why not? Hey, look,
Yeah.
that one's only 50 credits.
Oh, that was a mistake. The ads heard Elise. And now there are 3 other ads that are offering competitive prices.
Yeah.
I can't tell. Are they like trying to talk up the price, or are they all just like undercutting each other? Oh, mine's only 45.
There are some that are more expensive, but they're very, very clearly making claims that this is a superior quality, and you're paying for the higher quality. Another one's higher price and is paying for authenticity.
Yeah, and you get a free quadro with this one.
Okay, but which one of you sells arrows?
Oh god.
Use this implement without the arrows.
Hey,
Now every second one is an arrow ad?
Yeah.
Is that how this works?
Percy makes the mistake of saying, "Hey, that's not true. You could beat someone to death with it like it was a staff or something." Oh god.
That's not true.
Sure it is.
You get advertisements for fight clubs and for beating people to death staffs.
Huh.
There are
I'm
local
excited about
events,
people to death staffs.
local fight events. Some of them advertise themselves as being highly illegal.
Interesting move. Interesting move. The fight clubs are actually kind of an interesting idea, but Percy will not say it out loud. He will just tap out a message to kind of Asta and Elise and say, how likely is it that we'll get something useful and not get arrested if we say something like, "Oh, I sure wish I could find out a legendary pilot" to these ads?
So at this point, I'm gonna ask you guys what you're doing for your communications. Do you have a comm server with you? Did you bring a comm server so that you would have your own private communications? Or do any of you have a ghost talker transceiver?
Oh, that's a point.
Because
Did we ever cut
otherwise,
down what we decided for using the Raz as a comm server? Because the
You know,
range is.
not while you were on planet. I believe we had made that distinction, and from orbit, no, not really.
Yeah. You know what? Percy's actually just going to tap this out on his compad and like realize that he's not got a way to send it, and he's just going to show everyone the screen with the message typed out.
Yeah. So without your own method of basically maintaining a comm grid off the grid, your phone calls, your messages do go through the local comm grid.
Yeah. So Percy will just type out his pad. How likely are we to get something useful from these ads if we ask them about what it is we're looking for?
And then he stops himself.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the send option's kind of not working. He realizes there's no signal because he's not hooked up to the local network. So he just shows the screen to everyone.
Oh, his compad will absolutely hook up to the local network if he allows it. If he doesn't stop it from doing that.
That's the point. He does habitually stop it from doing that.
Okay, gotcha.
Paranoid, remember?
Yes, fair enough.
So thoughts?
So yes, Percy is showing you all a question on his compad. How illegal would it be to just start asking about Nia's sister?
Yeah. How illegal and how possibly effective? Like not necessarily Nia, just Nia herself as well would be good if we could manage it.
I don't think it would show up anything really, right?
Yeah, I did think that might be the case, but
We might just end up tipping our hand to anyone who may be observing the advertisements.
I did wonder if that would be it, yeah.
So probably best not to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As you finally exit the ad tunnel, which is clearly what it was intended to be,
God.
and get into the city, it's not bad here. It's not a terrible place. It's not terribly dirty, but it's also not nice.
That's a hellhole of advertising. We've established this.
There's neon glow from advertising all over the place. There's a kind of prevailing dryness to the air. You have landed on a desert planet. It's not a single biome planet, but it is largely desert.
Yeah.
And each of the cities is contained within very tall walls because the dunes are very tall, reaching upwards of 20 or 30 meters high at certain points in the year. And to prevent that sand from just burying the city, they build extremely tall walls around them. Wait, did I say 20 or 30 meters? I believe I meant 50 to 100 meters.
Double yikes.
Yeah.
Triple yikes even, depending on the height.
Yeah, skyscraper level walls.
Yeah.
And so there's not a whole lot of natural light that reaches the city except, at high noon and thereabouts. And almost everything is artificially lit either by flickering fluorescent street lamps or the glow of advertising. You see some a homeless camp just meters off the side from entering the port here, or entering from the port. And unlike a lot of places that restrict trade or that try to restrict incoming people to just the port area, and some places even have designated kind of a port town outside the main city for traders to stay at, where the hotels are nice, where you can do all of your trade stuff, and tourism is only done in small part in that little port town, or in the immediate adjacent part of the city. Um, Here, the port area is just warehouses and security loading and unloading, deliveries, arrivals. There's nothing trying to keep you there. There are shops, of course, or there were shops, of course, where you can buy hot dogs and little trinkets, gift shops, food, that kind of thing, for mostly for the workers that are just stationed there, or that come in.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're released into the wider city, and it's not a terribly great city from what you've seen so far. You're immediately loomed over by, well, the walls behind you, and also by buildings that also appear to have been designed to block as much sunlight as possible.
Mm.
Well, the more sunlight you block, the more ads you need to light the place up, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was gonna say it's probably so that if you want lights, you have to look at ads. Yeah, Percy leans over to Asta and tries to say quietly enough for the ads to not hear. So is there a way to stop them, or do you just sort of not pay the ones that will pop up, or do you just not pay attention?
There are so you're not quite in ad tunnel hell, and so there aren't as many ads per square meter, right where you're at. You've got a little bit more open space, so there's only a couple of ads that respond to Percy's vocalized inquiry, and apparently you could install an ad blocker on your phone.
See, I didn't want to say those words because I thought I might get arrested for it.
No. They're claiming to be 100% legal.
Huh.
And are just a small per minute credit subscription cost to
Why do I trust that less than the advertised illegal fight rings on Advertising Planet? Why do I trust the ad blocker less?
Don't know. Why would you not trust this?
You have seen what planet we're on, right?
There's a very, very calming female voice coming from one of the ads. By the way, there is also overlapping audio. Some of these ads talk at you.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Explaining that the ad block technology works perfectly. She's interrupted by a testimonial of, "I stopped seeing ads for days." And is explained that it effectively works by tracking your phone's location and just kind of blacklisting you for ad preferences. You become a little island of relative peace.
I still don't trust that. Even they have everyone conditioned to accept advertising hell, and you get to opt out for money. I don't trust it.
Opt out by giving them all your information.
Also, it'll track your location forever, so...
See, now it's starting to make a little bit more sense.
Also, none of them have said exactly how much it costs. None of them have listed a price.
I did wonder about that.
Just give us your bank account information, you don't need to worry about it.
You know what? The spirit of scientific inquiry has got his claws into Percy. He's going to go to one of the ones that seems to be responding and just go, ad blocker price estimate.
Percy is given a website that he could look up on his device and would allow him to install. He would have to have his device connected to the comm grid, of course, though.
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to click on a single link that anything on this Global Comply gives me, but but yeah, so focus.
I will say, just for the quick clarification, it actually is legal. If any of you look into this, this is player information that your characters can fairly easily find out. It is legal. It's been legislation that somebody won. It is expensive. It's a credit every 5 minutes. Which to you guys isn't really expensive, but to anybody living here, that's expensive. The base subscription, excludes certain premium ads, etc., etc. And yes, it does also track you and your phone and your data and all that.
God, so it's a bidding war between the advertisers and the ad blockers. That's God. Americans, in the chat, do your best not to froth at the mouth, okay?
What do you mean? This is normal.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds kind of like, rather than blocking the ads, it sounds like maybe it's just outbidding them and then showing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, kinda.
So you're
right,
here on Advertising Planet, yes. You've got
we can get out of here, the better.
A homeless camp off to the side of you. You've got 3 different burger joints and 1 hot dog stand stretching out ahead of you. There's a stripper on a pole at the hot dog stand, and several electronics stores or chop shops within sight, and you're just at the corner of one street. Siri has been silent this entire time.
Huh.
Aside from anything that Riley has wanted to transmit through Siri. Yeah. At that, Siri does actually speak up, and says aloud, "I would like to help those homeless people. One of them seems to be suffering from acute overdose." Sorry, she doesn't say homeless. She says indigents. You run a doctor.
Yeah. Fuck.
I understand if we don't have time, and the system here is not suitable for their continued treatment.
Oh, here's a question: does Siri have taken an oath?
Does Siri have a what?
Is Siri taking an oath? You know, the Hippocratic oath is the usual.
Oh,
like doctor oath.
Yeah.
It seems that she has. She's acted very ethically with Riley.
She's acted more ethically than Riley.
Riley taking an oath?
That has not yet been determined.
Oh yeah, I'm a doctor. But yeah, jokes aside, I think if nobody else is really replying to Siri, then Percy will field the question. It's just, I get that you want to help. I really do. It's just, it feels bad to say that we're busy, like our priorities are more important than theirs, but kinda. Like our skills as a group are not suited to this kind of thing. You know?
I understand. It is displeasing, but I understand.
Hmm. That said, Percy actually tries to at least at that. Roughly how long do you think we're going to be planet-side for when you're doing your thing?
Might take a couple days just to get everything.
Mhm.
Cover all the bases.
Yeah. Then Percy turns to Siri. How's that for time? Better than nothing, right?
Would someone attend me? Unattended drones seem like a very dangerous thing here.
Oh, sure, I'd go with you.
That would make me very happy.
And Percy just looks at the other women of the group. You okay with that? Will you be alright?
I'll be fine.
Mhm.
If I get bored, I'll just go up to one of the advertisements and say that I'm interested in buying a new car or some shit like that.
Oh, now you've done it.
Do I just see car ads everywhere?
You see car ads.
Lovely.
One of them in particular says that a vehicle is being dispatched to your location to take you
I
to.
didn't buy anything. What do you mean a vehicle has been dispatched? I didn't buy anything. My credit card didn't leave.
To take you to a lot where you will find the best selection of racing, utility, and comfort vehicles on all of Astos. It
So
is
just,
willing
like,
to drive
follow
you
you?
to the lot.
You just have a car awkwardly following you.
That might happen.
God, this really is
Someone
hell.
car behind me.
They're really just they're limit testing. They're seeing how far they can push you if you're pushovers.
This really is hell.
I do like to imagine where it's just like the system is like very clearly to like try different tactics until it finds what works to get you
Yeah.
to buy stuff.
Yeah. Percy just suddenly sort of straightens up and his eyes light up and he goes, yeah, you know what? Say, let's go help them right now. I suspect the displaced people that you're talking about are less likely to be bombarded with quite as many ads. Let's go.
Ooh.
Siri responds to Riley. This is a communication directly back to the ship. Siri does still have to use. I do want to remind you that communicating with Siri from the ship does still require using Astos ComGrid. So there are those tracking concerns or listening concerns there, but Siri does respond to.
In fairness, we try not to discuss crime with the Doctor. We can avoid it anyway.
Yeah, that's basically the main takeaway there is there's a very real chance that any communication you use this comm grid for is going to be heard, and don't discuss anything you don't want other people to hear.
Yeah.
You
know, this maybe actually has a practical purpose apart from keeping the crew happy.
So Siri responds to Riley. That is a very fair compromise. I will inquire as we treat. And Siri is ready to lead Percy off to an encampment. Leaving Kana, Asta, and Elise to deal with the car that has just pulled up.
So I'm not going to say that anyone has to get in this car, right? I am just going to say that we could always just get in and bail out before the lot and not buy any. It is like free transportation right now.
Asta puts a hand on Elise's shoulder and tries to say quietly, so that only Elise and Kana can hear. There's no guarantee you can get out of the car once you get in.
Sorry, what?
There's no guarantee you can get out of the car once you've gotten in.
How's that work? You can't like kidnap me, right?
Entering that car consents to be transported to the to wherever it's intending to go. It's not legally kidnapping, but yes, they can.
What do you mean it's not legally kidnapping? All right.
Because you entering the vehicle of your own will. So you consented to be transported.
I fucking
Yeah, I
hate
guess
this
it's
place.
like you if you get in the car, you're going to the lot. Like they probably can't hold
Okay,
you.
well, if I
once you
go to
get
the
in
lot,
there,
I don't have to
but you've
buy
got to go
anything
there.
at the lot, right?
What was that last part?
I go to the lot, I don't have to buy anything there, right?
No. No.
This does raise some interesting questions about what happens if the car gets hacked en route. Are you still legally obligated, or did you still legally consent to going to the new destination? Right, probably not, but...
Was that an in character or out of character?
Ellie,
Oh, just out of character.
Okay. It is still difficult to hack things without having physical access to them, even
I know,
as
yeah, but,
connected
like,
as the place is.
Yeah, but like, I usually believe Das is the best hacker in the system. Well, probably not the best hacker in the entire system.
well, the car could be pre-hacked.
Also,
Car
that.
could be pre-hacked. Yeah.
Just waiting for the signal.
Yeah, worse hackers with better equipment can probably outdo better hackers. I'm sorry, Ginja, please don't hurt me.
I mean, it's fair. Das has done all of the stuff that she's done without access to standing equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, almost all of it has been on the fly and with kind of basic equipment. So with all that, Das is fucking phenomenal. But somebody with
obviously.
a server and big old computer can probably do more.
That's my point. Please don't hurt me.
I mean, Das knows that too.
Yeah, she doesn't feel like she has anything to prove, right?
So, yeah, the legal ramifications of getting inside the car and it being hacked aside, you absolutely could use this as free transportation to more central in the city. It's a nice car, so presumably a nicer area. And Asta will confirm that yeah, that looks like a manufacturer that is on the nicer side, the not the windward side. The windward side is the port area because the sands blow over the walls and they get extremely dusty.
Okay.
Gotta ask Asta.
Mhm.
What are the chances that if we don't buy anything, we get charged for the taxi fee?
Valid question. Very valid.
There's nothing
Somebody
in the fucking
Check the
car.
fine print.
someone roll me a proficient skill check for Asta.
Yeah, I like to imagine on a planet with so many ads that like the locals they kind of learn how to like trick, the
Yeah.
tricks and trades of getting like free stuff from them.
Yeah, she didn't
There
go
you go.
bankrupt. She didn't go bankrupt,
Oh,
and therefore she's
there you go.
probably.
Okay. That's good enough for her. She looks at the car and she is able to identify, no, this is not one of the ones that will include a hidden no purchase charge in the consent contract.
Okay. So, worst thing that happens, we end up right back here. I say we go.
No, the car's not going to bring you back here. The worst thing that happens, according to Asta, is that you have to figure out how to walk away from a very persistent salesman, along with his ad
I'm not
flunkies.
I'm not talking about the car bringing us back here.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
This is a real consideration on this planet. They restrict the ads into a free car ride? Or is that a losing proposition? Who's gonna win? You or the ads?
Truly, capitalism is the most fearsome enemy we've faced so far.
Do you want to take
God.
a ride? Yes, no?
Do it. Do it. You know you want to. Do it.
Myokin is all
no.
down for taking the ride.
No, we're gonna keep walking.
No, we're walking. Okay.
Okay, all right.
No. We've had enough fun with this fucking dealership shit. No.
The car does follow you for a little while, continuing to advertise the quality of vehicles available, and then shortly zooms off, presumably after another customer.
So all I have to do is not say that I want anything in particular.
Oh
There-
god, you're just looking at address for anything in particular.
There are advertisements for soothing, relaxing spa vacations. So now that we've established what this planet is like, what your characters are experiencing here, what would you like to do?
Let's get back to the game now that we've had fun with the game. That is ads.
Let's just get on with it. Let's find any information about Nia and or sister, preferably and not the or.
Right?
Ideally, yes.
Yeah, how would you like to go about that? You have a lot of options at your disposal here. You know, including Asta as a local who can try and help find other places. Okay.
That's how I want to do it.
Yeah,
Or the audio listeners. Hi, Feature Decks. I just popped Bounty Hunter, the foci that my character has, into the chat.
So you're going to need a little bit more information about the sister before you can start tracking her with the focus.
So what I think I'd like to do then is possibly just go around, you know, various different locales, bars, public places, things like that, where I could just start talking to people and try and, you know, hammer in where I can get this information, you know. Cast a wide net and then narrow it down further and further.
We could look for an information broker.
That's true. That would actually possibly be a good lead. Percy already tried the wandering around aimlessly asking people strategy and it didn't really come to anything.
Well,
Yeah.
Percy tried that in the Mercenaries form, if I recall.
Well, it's a pretty big place,
Yeah.
and it's asking about a relatively minor trader, right?
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
And moreover, asking about a family member of a shadowy smuggler pilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like 3 steps removed from any good sources of information there. So there's info broker. There is basically what was it called? Streetwise or information gathering through Streetwise. The local scene info gathering.
But I think part of the problem is we don't even know if it's a local scene, do we?
If only we had a local with us.
Well, I meant the sister, man. I didn't. So we don't even have confirmation the sister's on this planet. I mean, I guess it makes
That's fair, we do
sense.
not, yeah.
You can't say that. The advertisers will think you're looking for hot
Yeah.
local singles in your area.
I may date myself here for a second, but this reminds me of the one fucking meme going around right now, looking for a guy in finance.
I don't think I've.
For a guy in finance, yeah, it's not.
Want to post it in
6-5 trust fund, blue eyes. It's. You can move on.
Okay. Feel free to post it in image dump if
Sure.
you think it'll be funny. All right. And let me get clarification on what you'd be looking for from local scenes or going around and just trying to, bars, clubs, etc. Are you looking for information? Are you starting with looking for information on Nia, or are you? Well, yeah, that's my question. Are you starting with looking for information about Nia so that you can find information more about sister and family?
Say that one more time.
Um, are you starting with trying to find information about the pilot, about Nia Voss?
Well, I kind of liked Kana's idea of, let's just find an info broker. So maybe using it for that, right?
Okay.
Find the person, pay the person, or find the right person, pay the right person, and then we cut out any other middleman type of thing.
Okay. All right, so I'll scratch out the local scene info gather. If that's all good with well, actually, it's only the two of you and Asta is fine with that. Yeah. I mean, Asta's not going to argue against you guys. Asta is able to help find a local info broker. They're definitely known on this place, and you don't even need to use the ads to find one. And you walk into you travel a bit. You can take a ride there and pay a few credits, or you can just walk. Asta says the place she knows about shows up on her map. Her phone is connected as local, or at least the chain she knows about shows up as local. And
I don't know if I trust that, but sure.
Don't try breaking my ads, Nox.
I'm just curious, wildly curious at the advertisements.
Does Kana actually do that?
Yeah, no. Gee, it is a shame that I have literally 0 credits and no will to work.
While Asta is kind of working through her compad and showing Elise where this is, how far it is, Kana makes that comment, and the rotating ads that had just kind of gone back to profiling you and showing you things that they thought you'd want to see, have some of them have shifted to be a test subject, get paid by Mercure Corps.
Surely that will go well. Mercure Corps have a great track record of keeping their test subjects well. Surely this is fine.
Oh god.
This
They just have to look on the bright side. It's more people to kill, right?
this does actually provoke kind of an odd ad response. It seems targeted, but not at any of you, and like it entered into the loop just because Mercure Corps was invoked. it plays out like one of those personal injury lawyer commercials. The kind of, have you been injured in a collision? It starts off with, are you an orphan that grew up on Korofali? Do you know who your parents are? Have you ever been involved in any fires?
Wait,
We
what?
can help.
I mean, Das is not there, but what?
It's
Ads are
apparently
targeted nowadays. Jesus Christ.
it is apparently advertising a support group for a very specific population.
Yeah.
And
A specific population of one person who is not present.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I pull out my compad and take a video of this ad playing and send it to Das?
oh yeah, absolutely. And focusing on it, it gets louder, of course, because you're now focusing on it. You're looking at it. It's got your attention.
Oh no.
And
no.
it's cycling through sad pictures of sad looking girls, range of ages from say 14 to 18-ish looking.
It's getting way too suspicious.
And there is kind of a similarity to Das, more than just the age range and female.
Hmm.
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 Hmm. Something tells me I can't tell if I made the right choice to not come down or if I should have come down and got this even more. I don't know what the right choice was, but
I mean,
Well, I'm sending you the video, so you're gonna have to deal with it whether you wanted to or not.
it's not too late
I mean,
to request a
it's
shuttle.
not about seeing it. It's about if I came down and this just all happened. Like, does someone come and try and get me? What what's the aim here? But
If you are genuinely curious, it's not too late to order a shuttle.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, shuttle service would be very easy.
Insist that you don't take a shuttle.
Oh, what was that, Knox?
I said at this point, I would insist that you don't take a shuttle.
Yeah, that's a point actually. Yeah, give me what you know about the cars.
Yeah. Yeah. How long does this go on with like weirdly specific details?
It's just the one ad that plays, and then I characterize it as a support group at the end. I meant more like a settlement support. Like, there may be money coming to you.
Right.
We can win a case for your wrongful treatment.
Wait, wasn't this following a Mercure Core thing?
Mm-hmm.
Who brought up Mercure Core?
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that was mentioned, right? Was Mercure?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm trying to. This has to be deeper, right? I guess I'm not. I guess I'm not on the planet. But...
Well, there is a connection to. Was it Mercure? Who was the box from? That was Mercure, wasn't it?
Well, it was taken by Trail to Mercure Core, yeah.
Yeah. So the box was Mercure.
Well, I guess you don't know that it was Mercure Core originally, but they're the ones after it.
No, I think we.
And you guys did find out that Trail had been hired by Celica Mercure herself, the top of Mercure.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, no, box. The story we got from the 3 that we picked up on Henry Station was the box was like Das claimed to have stolen like Mercure super tech stuff, and that was the box.
Okay.
So the box was going back to Mercure, but it also came from Mercure, supposedly. So. Yeah, that'll be the Mercure connection. I don't quite know how that's getting to an ad in Astos when Das isn't even there, but you know. Like anytime anybody mentions Mercure, they get that ad. That seems weird.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the question. Was it targeted to y'all, or is it more?
You can look
I guess
around.
it'd be a way to trick Das into, but that seems stupid, right?
Yeah, it seems like weird to target something like that to Das.
You can look around and you
Must be
see
some sort of reason why.
just at the edge of your vision, it looks like it's playing down the street too.
Okay.
But not targeted to y'all.
So not specifically played to us or to them, but
Oh,
those
but it could still
that
be.
set of circumstances is
Yeah, it could be a wide
Yeah.
broadcast message.
a wide broadcast, but I think it is for Das.
It
Based
did
on
come
what
up
it says.
after Mercure Core was mentioned.
Yeah.
Or not mentioned, but came up. I don't even remember how Mercure Core came up anymore.
One of the ads said it, didn't they?
The ad said it so that you could be a guinea pig for Mercure Core because you have literally
Yes.
0 credits and
That's
have no will
right.
to work.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah, and it seemed to roll into that kind of batch of Mercure Core promotional ads.
Yeah, so it looks like Mercure Core specifically are doing adverts that are very specifically targeted at someone who fits the age profile and personal traumatic experience of Das.
Yeah.
who has
Yeah, like
previously-
age profile I can get, but like
who has
the rest of
previously
it-
stolen something that they wanted enough to hire bounty hunters and then turn them into mutant monsters. Well,
yes.
singular, but still
Yeah.
Is it a roundabout way of them putting out a
kill notice, yeah.
like AP? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Is it a kill notice for Das or?
Possibly. Either that or they're trying to hire you. I'm not sure if that's worse.
I can't figure out if it's intended to be like.
Mhm.
Because I can see it being like a ciphered message for us, or
Yeah,
I can see it being
Yeah.
more of
I
a
almost-
bulletin
Yeah,
for
I
us.
think with
I
something
almost
like
wonder-
this that's so targeted,
Mhm.
Das would see it was Elise that was sending it up, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Das would sort of see that message, view it, and be slightly freaked out by how closely it matches. And then just ping a message back down to Elise of just like capture all the information you can on this. I want to see every piece of information on there that's on this thing. Just capture,
I'll just
and Das will begin analyzing on the ship.
I'll just talk to the ad, I suppose. Just like, oh, I think
let
this
it
might be
play,
me.
and then ask it questions, and yeah.
Yeah, I think this might be me. Can you show me more?
Well, the ad gets a little, I want to say personal, but I don't know if that's the right word. It whatever AI is working through this apparently sees Elise, and in a kind and comforting female voice, "I'm sorry, you look a little bit too old for this."
It's for a friend, okay?
Okay. Yeah, it's very easy to continue that conversation. It's not like the ad doesn't want to talk to you. It just cut off the "this might be me" fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even take any kind of skill check to get the ad to tell you that a Mercure Core they are also a pharmaceutical and kind of a medical company, and so they've got detox stations. They've got medical support stations set up throughout the city, and it directs you to bring your friend to one of those for genetic identification and verification. Which is odd, given that it's talking about a story and not a specific person.
I do wonder how it would react if you said that your friend's name was Das. Like, it's probably a bad idea, and definitely don't do it without Das's consent. but I do wonder.
My friend's
A
name is
Mercure agent.
Cat.
A Mercure agent has been dispatched to your location. Please do not move.
Okay. I'll forward that last bit of information and also send in a message like, hey, do you want to go check this out later, right? Or do you want us to go investigate this now?
I don't know.
All right,
Not
well,
now, but maybe later. Maybe not.
just think about it, okay?
I want to go over stuff first.
Sure. All right, advertising wall. I need something to drink.
Oh yeah.
Where's the nearest bar?
Let's see. A wet bar delivery is on its way.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to delivery. I want to go to a physical location.
The wet bar delivery will arrive right behind you.
I don't want the delivery.
Behind you,
Tell it you want to go hang out with people.
I want to go to a physical location where there are people there to serve me a drink.
You've got several competing locations of different climates, different social climates. You've got grunge bar, kind of a poppy dance club, laid back, just like trucker bar where there's like some slow slow guitar music in the background and dimly lit, and it's just kind of full of murmuring, and they're advertising varied different social scenes. There are also some specific targeted Shinobu culture experiences. They're trying to recreations is the word I was looking for.
We can skip those.
I thought you said that was what you wanted.
I want the grunge bar.
Oh, fair. It's some people will call a bar recreational, but carry on.
All right. Are you going to a grunge bar, or are you going to continue on to the info broker?
The info broker. Just get the ads out of the way.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. You navigate the streets,
board, so to speak.
You navigate the streets and the ads easily enough once the disturbing couldn't possibly be targeting DAS advertisement is dealt with.
Because of course it couldn't.
And you enter a very small, fairly narrow business. It couldn't be wider than maybe 3 meters, if that, 2 meters more like. A tall person like Doug would not be able to lie down and comfortably fit in the width between the walls. Goes a little bit deeper, and there are a couple of desks crammed in the way that you kind of have to navigate around. First one, of course, is an android sitting in a chair, and greets you and asks what kind of information you'd like from what's I gonna name it? Datalocity.
So I go ahead and explain basically who we're looking for, specifically the sister, right?
You are, but you're kind of needing to start with Nia, because unless I've forgotten, you don't actually know the name of the sister.
Okay, yeah. So I say I want everything there is to know about Nia, and then her immediate family members.
Imagine how funny it would be if the info broker just hands you the exact information that you need, just wrapped up with a bow. Like it was always a simple. There's no way on this earth that happens, but
Yeah, yeah.
So, your request is processed by the android, and without standing or doing anything else to greet you, she just kind of leans forward, smiles a little bit, and says, "Your data is being prepared." And you're offered a 3-tier pricing structure.
A pricing structure?
Yes. One moment, please. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yes. A mere 100 credits for a quick search. You kind of gather that it would be about what you could gather over a little bit of time searching the web yourself and trying to filter through the many ad-sponsored results to get actual information. There is a 1,000 credit tier, which will utilize or Datalocity's servers and information network to get deeper information and analyze connections. Or if you are really looking for the best premium service, then a package of 5,000 credits, or at a cost of 5,000 credits, Datalocity will network with sister and partner companies who may have connections that Datalocity doesn't have to get you everything known. Basically, the 5,000 credit package is getting marketing data from all sources and not just from whoever Datalocity has bought it from.
We'll just go for the maximum 5,000 credits. Boom, done. Here you go. Give me my shit.
All right.
I'll mark that off on my sheet.
Okay. So it doesn't take very long. It does not take nearly as long as the amount of information you're about to get seems like it should take, especially since some of it apparently is sealed. You are required to agree to a contract in which you consent that, or you agree, acknowledge, and consent and agree that you will not use any of this for unlawful purposes. You will not.
Obviously not.
Yeah, all the disclaimers to protect Datalocity from anything that you might do with this information.
Yeah. Us do crimes with data given to us relating to the people that we're willing to do crimes in favor of? Absolutely not. We would never. Just put aside the bit we look like those famous terrorists. It's a coincidence, I swear, we're a different ship. Really. Honest.
All that matters, you got that plausible deniability.
Right? No deniability is the most plausible.
And with that, you find out that Nia Voss actually is her real name. Her sister's name is Luna Voss.
Yeah.
You get Luna's current address, her recent associates, contacts and connections, her employer, her pay scale. She appears to be, doing fairly well for herself. Nia's parents, Still working, even though they uh yeah, they could be retired, and it tells you how much they would be earning if they were retired. You also see a number of sizable deposits in Luna's account that have come from outside of Pana, anonymous. And you pull up that Nia Voss has evaded a guilty verdict and sentencing of 360 years imprisonment.
Ooh.
For a
That's rather a lot of jail time.
that is a very large amount. For a swatting that went wrong. She was found guilty in absentia for a prank. She was a prominent Delta Rain player. Hang on, let me actually here we go. Pull up all my info. Her actions caused the death of 10 civilians. Oh wait, hang on. That's 10 years per civilian killed. Where'd my numbers go?
360 years, didn't you?
It'd be 36 civilians, I guess.
I'm sorry. What was that, Nux?
If it's 10 years per civilian, it'd be 36 civilians.
No. I typed the numbers somewhere else. So 10 years per civilian and 100 years per perimeter agent. Her swatting turned violent, resulting in the death of 2 perimeter agents and 16 civilians. Including, as you can see from the data, 7 of the people that Nia, kind of people her age, had the most online interactions with in and out of games. Her gamer tag was Shadow.
Nice.
Took that with her. There's a note there that she could have commuted her term to indentureship for 10% of the sentence. So basically, 36 years indentureship. And legal notes that due to their cooperation, her parents and her younger sister were investigated and found to hold no accountability for her actions. So they were not, they didn't actually receive any kind of penalties for what she did on paper here.
A penalty for being related.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing.
But yeah, you have a package of data that shows, yeah, she does have kind of a traumatic reason to have bailed. She caused the death of several online friends. She was facing 36 years indentureship or 360 years imprisonment, and because she fled, the indentureship is no longer available to her, of course. But you've also got an address and a workplace for Luna, and easily enough information that you could track her down with bounty hunter focus if you wanted to encounter her in any other place than her normal hunts. You also know like where she normally shops and would hang out. But
we have
yeah.
all we need to know to become stalkers.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You already have become stalkers with this package.
Yeah. Okay. So unironically, I do think. Ironically, I do think Riley, whichever. I don't know if it's Riley that's had the idea yet, but I do think Ellie has an idea for how we could make the approach. Elliot, are you
I could ask
joking?
her out on a date. Let's go.
Suddenly menacing music.
Dun, 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 dun.
One of her recent connections appears to be a romantic contact. One of her recent contacts appears to be a romantic connection.
Aww.
Could
Well,
it
she's
be-
very much to the leg of me. That's not bad.
Could have been just their first date with someone that she didn't like. You don't know.
That or major red flags, and it's actually a minder from the smuggler.
Also possible.
That basically the executioner, so to speak.
Also possible.
That's where my mind's going.
Well, all of those are possible. However,
I mean, it could even be both.
pretty girl.
And sorry, Jackal, I did not mean to. I did not intend to completely undermine the fact that you could have gotten a lot of that information through the bounty hunter focus. But this is a data planet, and you bought all the data.
That's what I tried to do. So cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Handy.
Yeah. Well, the problem was, I guess if you, here's the problem is that so far as we were aware, we weren't sure that they were even on planet. So, yeah, that was my thinking at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was a what would I say? A skip in my mindset. Like, I thought I had given you information to lead you here as where she's from, but I don't think I actually ever did do that.
I think it was misleading because so far as I was aware, we only came here because this is where the nest egg was.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely got my wires crossed last session as far as because the nest egg is actually supposed to be in Hastro. That's where the nest egg is supposed to be. But then by the time you got here, I realized, oh wait, they were supposed to stop in Hastro.
You meant to say like Neovasis was from here. Family would be here essentially.
Yeah, and I didn't want to retcon everything you'd done, so I kind of just retconned where the nest egg
that
is.
makes sense. That makes sense what happened there then. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all sorted now.
Yeah. We're also at 1 o'clock, a little bit past, so I wanted to drop the info for you, and we will come back to Percy and Siri.
Okay.
Alright, go ahead and come back in about 15 minutes.
See you all in a bit. Jacko, your timing is mildly awkward.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Alright, we're back in frame. And Percy and Siri, at not just this nearby small encampment, but Siri has connected to the grid, apparently, and has gotten a little bit of information on where there are complaints about homeless populations. It has put a damper on Siri's mood because there's a lot of it.
Yeah. You okay, sorry?
The city is
Guess
so
can't actually see what
large.
she's saying.
How can it not house all? She says, "The city is so large. How can it not house all of these people? Their illnesses and addictions are a symptom of their housing situation, or a consequence of their housing situation."
Yeah. If I was to guess, it's not a problem of there's not enough space. It's that a problem of they can't pay for that space.
Why don't they volunteer to be test subjects?
Percy just sort of shrugs. There could be any number of reasons. Like, we have our own reasons to be sus of Mercury Corp. But, like, we're going to be seeing some people you want to ask.
But surely the guaranteed shelter and food is better than the situation that they have ended in.
Sorry, the last time we saw someone who's Percy lowers his voice at this point. In fact, no, you know what? He starts speaking, and then he stops, gets his compad, and types out. Give me a second. What's the format for these actually? Shit, what is the format for these?
What's the,
Okay, there it is. Give me a sec.
Yeah. What are you doing, Varo?
I'm typing in text roleplay.
Okay. Let's see.
And for the audience at home who can't see, I've typed. The last time we saw someone be a Mercury Corp test subject, he hulked out to 3 times his size and tried to rip his son in half. Maybe he's not a unique experience. Which Percy is very much not comfortable saying out loud on a planet with this much surveillance.
Siri reads that and says, "Oh yes, that.
Hmm.
That can't be a common occurrence."
Sure. I'm not saying it's common. I'm just saying, like, if there's a 1 in 10 chance of that, 1 in 20 chance of that, 1 in 100 chance of that, are you rolling the dice?
There are. I've scanned local news and information and found nothing similar to that reported.
Hmm.
But you asked if there's any questions that I would like. Ask.
Did you scan news and find that if what happened there was reported?
I avoided using any specific search terms in my searches.
That's fair, but call
But
paranoia. But it's
no.
a bit dangerous. Anyways, yeah, you were
There
saying.
was no
Sorry.
report of such.
Yeah.
You asked if there's anything that I would like to know from these people, and I would like to know everything about them. How they arrived in the situation. What is their story? Why are they not being treated properly by the government that takes their money?
Okay, I do think since you're going to be on their side, it's probably safe. But do be careful to if there's something that seems like an obvious solution, there's probably a reason why they haven't done it.
Oh, I will not be doing the talking.
Huh?
I will need you to ask for me.
Okay, why? You're fine with asking us a cajillion questions on the ship.
Because I am a doctor and a drone. And you are neither.
I mean, you're still a person. I don't see a difference.
Many do.
Like
Thank you for that. But many will be much more open talking to you than to me. You also have a more conversational way about you.
Oh, you think?
For example, if I ask you, what is your history, background, and origin, you look at me puzzled, as if I've just asked you to solve a crossword puzzle. But you would say that, and she kind of dips, as if waiting for a response.
So tell me how you got here?
Yes, that seems more conversational to me.
I mean, obviously it's not relevant for now, but if it's something that you're self-conscious about, I can help, I guess, maybe? I don't know. No?
I'm very confident in my abilities and my appearance.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with the holographic projection that I have chosen for myself.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the presentation of my personality.
No, I guess it's just like you say I'm better at that kind of conversational thing. It makes it sound like you wanted to improve.
No, I don't.
Huh. Huh.
I'm very happy with who I am.
Hmm.
There are simply some things that you do better, like connecting with people on a
Ah,
more
follow through.
personal level.
And being human. Sorry, couldn't resist.
It's a good thing you're not there to say that in person.
So yeah, Siri is. Go ahead and respond. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off the roleplay.
Yeah, no. Percy's just sort of like chewing that over for a bit as they walk, I guess.
Okay. But yeah, Siri is asking Percy to kind of while she is administering aid to those that are willing to, accept it and aren't just going to try and take her off parts. She is asking Percy to try and be a conversational, kind of moral and emotional support for these people, and also
Okay.
find out how they got here and any information that you want about
Okay.
their situation.
Okay. I feel like Percy was mostly just coming here expecting to like keep an eye on the city and make sure nothing happens and stab anyone who tries to do anything. It would be uncharitable, but not entirely inaccurate to say that he kind of isn't that interested. This is more of a side benefit than his.
Okay, that's fine.
So, like, do you mind if we just sort of like make it a couple of skill checks and glaze over it with some flavor text rather than make it a whole big thing?
Yeah, no, that's actually exactly what I intended to be.
Okay, good. In that case, yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah, no, I don't want to role play through.
20 minutes to Percy going, so, why are you homeless?
Yes, a slice of life conversation with homeless people on a planet where there's a lot of homeless people.
Yeah.
No, this is an opportunity just for a little bit of, like, there was some curiosity from you guys initially about
Was it?
about how some of these people got into their homeless situation. If there's kind of work available, or if they were if there's indentureship and stuff. I'd heard some of that, and it resonated with Siri anyways. That's why she wanted to split off.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity. Sorry, was somebody?
To me and by extension to Percy, it makes perfect sense that it would be homeless people in the most capitalistic hellscape in the sector.
Yeah, that's true.
But with that said, there do seem to be like, it's a lot easier. Like, it's a lot easier for these people to go, I don't want to work. How can I make money? Would you like to a billboard than it is for example, me to try and find a job? You know. So yeah, I will admit some curiosity about that. Like, not enough to make a big roleplay scene out of it, but assuming I can roll talk or connect well enough to try and like bring up the topic without offending anybody.
Now, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to actually connect with them and kind of get their stories, or are you just trying to talk it out of them?
I'll be honest, I think it's mostly just like curiosity for Percy. I don't think his heart's in it, so I'd probably make it a talk roll.
Yep, go ahead and charisma talk. Okay. Yeah, as Siri is working,
I will of course not let myself get tangled up in any one conversation. Siri is always within eyesight and, if possible, within arm's reach.
Perfect. The general I mean, there are some people that just are homeless because of bad circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
they lost their job through some of their maybe their own fault, or the place that they were working closed down.
Mm.
But there's also an alarming percentage of them that seem like they just kind of got the short end of the stick from one of the larger corporations here. Those being Mercury Core and Spectre Star, and a little bit of Union. There's less of that from Union. But yeah.
Once again, reinforcing the perception that Union are a little bit less amoral, but still not good.
Well, I will simply say that Union is more family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Internally, at least.
While still being a megacorp. Yeah, but that tracks. That tracks.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, it looks like the corporations here are surprise, surprise, a negative impact on people's lives.
Shocker.
Now, is there anything that any of you as players want to know? You've got a source of information here that you want to know about the life on Astos or about any of the megacorps, especially now that you've confirmed that plenty of the people that Siri is working on and helping here, some of them may have actually been high up in megacorp structure. The homeless on Astos are quite potentially decently informed. Are there any questions that anybody has? If not, we can move right along.
I don't know how to like phrase or frame the question, but I am curious to know about some of what Mercury has been up to, like the drug help of Trail, for example. You don't just like that is not step one in your biological research program, you know.
Can you repeat the drug what? Oh, the trail.
Yeah. That like the whole thing with Trail is not step one of your biology research program.
Sure. This is going to be a talk, so go ahead and roll charisma talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Difficulty is 10.
Ah.
That's not a 10.
That is not a 10, no. And nor is it higher than a 10.
So it's not.
Yeah. Do I get a +4 circumstance bonus from Siri, giving these people potentially really important medical care?
You do not, but you do get. You don't just get stonewalled. You don't just get. No, you failed.
Huh.
You do get squirrely responses. In fact, the kicker here is that one person that indicated he was high up in Mercury Core, and that he has to be homeless because he's being hunted. Something a homeless person might say and sound like complete crazy talk sounds more realistic here, especially when asking about certain hush bioorganic experiments and monstrosities.
Yeah.
He decides that he's done being treated by Siri and he has somewhere very important to be. Now that's not a GM clue of follow him. That is a GM clue of he is done with this conversation. You touched something very serious.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And unfortunately, no matter how Percy kind of tries, if he tries to bring it up, no matter how he frames it, people either don't know what he's talking about, or don't seem to trust him asking about anything that they might know about. He's not able to bridge that gap.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Although, remind me, Dex, roughly how long ago was the Razor's quote-unquote reign of terror?
Let's see. You were in stasis for 6 months.
Yeah.
That was September. It's currently April, so almost a year. Oh, wait, no, more than a year. And it went on, I believe it was for about 5 years, and then it's been silent for about a year.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, in fairness, it did say we might be spending a couple of days here, so yeah, we will get the chance to try again.
You might.
We might get the chance to try again. We may not get the chance to try again with that specific guy. We will definitely get the chance to try again in general. Yeah.
All right, over to the Datalocity, where you've gotten this packet of information. They do not require you to connect to the grid to have gotten this, by the way. They were willing to do a near field transfer, basically. Didn't even make you plug anything into your device.
It's suspiciously nice of them.
Well, they are an info broker. The people that come here aren't always the most trusting of the grid.
It's suspiciously nice of people on this planet.
It's a sales tactic. They can't sell something if people don't trust how they're going to get the information. So it's purely selfish for profit. And probably also illegal to have done it that way. You know where Luna lives, you know where Luna most often frequents, and her closest contacts. You also know where she works. For your information, where she works is not directly one of the megacorps, but is a subsidiary of Spectrestar Technologies. I see a lot of muted microphones in the Discord chat.
I think it's just because I was talking and it was only me and Siri in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Unmute people, it's safe.
But moving over to the other scene.
I was going to say a subsidiary of Spectrestar. All right, man.
Yes. What do you want to do with the information you found? Well, bought. And understood, Riley. No worries.
Could we kind of stake out Luna's situation?
You certainly could.
Also, I missed. Is Luna the sister or is Luna the mother?
Luna is the sister.
Okay.
Okay. Jackal, are you muted on your end?
I literally said I'm not to a muted microphone.
Okay.
I need to stop hitting the mute on my microphone instead of hitting the mute on Discord.
Or get a microphone that has a light that you can see when you mute.
I can see the light. It's just the same color as the light when it's normally on.
Then what I mean is a light that you can visually recognize as being muted.
Not possible.
Well, to be clear, mine has a light only when it's muted, so there's no light when it's on, and as long as you can tell the difference between a red light that's on or a plastic piece covering the red light that's off, it would work, right?
I suppose so, yes. Does yours not have a light that tells you that it's on to begin with?
Not within my vision. If I take my headset off and look at the back, yeah, there's a a little light that flashes there, green or yellow if my battery's running out. But when I physically mute, there's that that arm that extends forward, and it's just to the side in my peripheral, but close enough that I can see when that red light is on.
Mm.
I'll promote my headset after the game.
No, it's fine. We're in character. This is advertising Hill Planet.
I think he does.
Alright, are you going to help Kana and Asta stake out? And how do you want to stake out? Or do you have a different idea?
Well, I don't mind the stakeout idea. Feel
Okay.
like we just get a nice comfy rooftop position, get some binoculars, and just, you know.
Mhm.
Maybe we should stop for popcorn too. Gotta have snacks.
Okay. Well, I will ask for a couple of skill checks. One is going to be notice. This is for like the whole situation, not just in any individual action. So a wisdom notice skill check, a charisma sneak skill check. Asta is proficient with that. If you think that her skill bonus is better than anything either of you offer.
I could do wisdom notice for a +3.
Okay. Oh, and I will also say that only one skill check per character, so no one character making all 3 skill checks.
So I'll do the notice wisdom.
All right.
If Kana's bonus isn't much better than that.
I don't know how to say this. If it isn't the psychic or pilot roll, I can't. I have a +0 at best.
Okay. I like those odds personally.
In most
So it
cases, you're
was-
looking at a -2.
One of them was sneak charisma. What was the third one?
Someone's got a lot of
The-
background noise.
Yeah, a little bit background noise.
Sorry, Nox.
The third one is, so you're in a stakeout situation. Do you know what the notice wisdom is for? And you probably can figure out what the sneak charisma is for. It's just to be present without drawing attention to yourself, from locals or from the person that you are staking out. And I'm assuming that you're not staking out just one place, that you kind of follow along as she moves throughout her day, right?
Mhm.
Okay. You know what? I think right. I should have written more notes for this session than I did. The third one is going to be a drive skill check, with wisdom or intelligence, because when you're outside of the immediate area of that the advertising tunnel and the port, traffic here is fucked. Getting places without utilizing not courtesy, but more expensive shuttles that have licenses to fly above and through the buildings, not through the buildings, but between the buildings, is incredibly difficult without knowing how to. So the third skill check is wisdom or intelligence with pilot. Honestly, I feel that kind of just sets the order, or who's making what skill checks. I should have just said, let me get a wisdom notice from Elise, a proficient skill check from Asta, and a wisdom pilot from, or int pilot from Kana.
I will do as the skill check.
All right.
Okay.
And one thing that was mentioned during the break, which I should also note, is you do see a prevalence of security or law enforcement pretty much everywhere. They're not like, they're not 7-Eleven, they're not on every street corner, but there is a notable presence. Oh wow. Um there's two different types of this law enforcement. The low street level seems to deal with civilians and traffic and all that is just Astos law enforcement. But there are also people in uniformed assault suits that are the perimeter, and they only respond to corporate violence, basically. Anytime corporations get violent between each other, well, actually, they don't always respond to that. Anytime corporate violence affects civilians, perimeter gets involved. They'll also
we go.
do investigations. So, Nox, go ahead and, if you can, roll a Wisdom or Intelligence pilot, or I can roll it for you.
So.
All right. It is surprisingly lower than I expected it to be.
Oh yeah. I'm forgetting that's pilot for you. Jesus.
Yeah. Human. Mini roll? Oh, min roll. Yeah. Yeah, almost. So as Luna is going through her day, you do see her interacting with that romantic contact that showed up no more than a few months ago. Fairly new. And you're mostly able to navigate the traffic in this city and in the place that she goes. Um, you're at a disadvantage because you don't know exactly where she's going at all times, but for a lot of it, using the data that you have, you can kind of guess, and where there's some blockage in the traffic that you can't navigate around, you can find a way around and then catch back up with her. Of course, you lose sight of her during that time, but you've got enough data to keep a good eye on her. The biggest problem that you're facing with this is that you have drawn some attention in having followed her, because you've been seen at the same location by some of those Astos law enforcement, and she's this is over the course of a day. She has gone into work for only a couple of hours and then gone out and spent some time at her favorite cafe, Luna Light. It's a coffee light place, but she's probably likes it because it has her name in it.
Hey, it might just be independently nice.
She went home for about half an hour and then went back to work, and I was only there for another hour. Went somewhere else that she's not on her her normal contact. Seems that she went to another residence, visited a friend. You're able to follow her along, and just kind of hear some sounded like a Karen talking at her, and her just kind of yeah going along. She was just making a social visit, and then she goes back to this Luna Light Cafe, and as you're waiting outside, you've got your own beverage of your choice, if you even wanted to. You see the Astos law enforcement that have been hanging out on the corner, otherwise not really doing much themselves. They've had their own beverages, and they've had their own pastries from Luna Light. But they've ditched the pastry and are walking towards you. The traffic situation is such that if you wanted to lose your tail on Luna, you could, and probably evade them. They're walking. You could get away from them fairly easy. Should say during all this, you have also rented a car. You had to rent a car for this. Or you can stay and deal with their questions. Those. Well, there probably was some scams involved, but they avoided them. They're just paying regular rental rates. Those are two easy and clear options. Of course, if you have any alternative ideas, definitely open to hear them. But they're, I'd like to say they're approaching fast. They really aren't. What would you like to do about the cops walking towards you?
I can't help you finagle out of this one. I'm away being kind to the homeless. Your normal method of dealing with the police isn't there right now.
I agree with that, Meowkin. Nox? Jackal?
Yep.
Well, what are you guys doing?
Just a moment.
Being very quiet by the sounds of it.
Yes. Nox, what was that?
I just needed to quickly switch audio devices.
Oh, okay.
That's
No
good.
worries.
What can we do?
I will say you've already gotten some good information. You've gotten eyes on the boyfriend. He's met up with her at Luna Light, and unless she's in the habit of kissing her normal friends, that's probably him. And you easily have enough information to put your bounty hunter to use, find anywhere that she goes at this point. And once you've dealt with this police situation, I will allow you to basically interrogate the day and ask other questions, or ask for opportunities to interact with her in private, or basically just make reward rolls for your successful stalking.
Okay, so I guess on the quick of it is that we know where she works. We know where she goes to get drinks. We know where she meets people.
Mm-hmm.
And we know where she lives.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really any reason to tail her other than to figure out the exacts of her schedule, which we know when she leaves for work. So
yeah, you got a much better idea of her work, as not just she's not always there. Basically, the tailing and the stalking was, a lot of it was looking for. I saw it as looking for an opportunity to try and approach her when she's not with anyone else, to talk to her privately, or basically to give you more information that you can use to tell me how you want to approach her.
I guess one question is she being watched by someone?
That would be a question that you could ask as a reward for your tailing. And I'll put
But I
some
guess
mechanics into this. Right now, you can ask one question, or arrange one situation with her. If you successfully navigate yourself out of this cop situation, you can add one more.
Can we break into her house at any point?
That is something that you could roll to. Yeah, you could basically interrogate your tailing data and roll to succeed at that.
Okay.
First of all, worry
Just-
about the police who are approaching you.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Breaking it into the mechanical components, you have one action / question you've earned for the tailing, and you either need to continue tailing to ask another, or you can just depart the police, leave the police and be satisfied with your one question. You succeeded enough to get more information.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to continue to push it after this.
Okay. You want to just
although I'm
leave
not-
before they can get to you then?
Yeah. We
Okay.
have one question regardless.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, so no
One
need
question
to,
or situation that you want to arrange.
Mm.
I
Like,
think we just
yeah.
we
go ahead.
arranged time to talk with her, right?
You can do that.
Get face to face, go, hey, we're looking for so and so. Hey, do you know about this? If we want to panic her. Well, not that we want to panic her, but like, hey, that you're in danger. Not by us, by the way.
No, it's not a threat. It's not a threat.
That's not a threat. We're actually the good guys here.
Look,
Listen, we've been watching you the past few days. Holy crap. Let's start.
Now, to be fair, where she lives, she would probably more likely respond to that like, yeah, so?
Look, all I'm saying is, this isn't the first young girl that we've approached creepily out of nowhere after watching them to be cryptic at and then ran away when their parents show up. Or other authority figures.
It is a trend, isn't it?
Is that a trend if it's only happened twice?
I'd have two
I mean-
nickels, and that's too many.
Twice would make it a trend.
It isn't a lot, but it's kind of weird that it's happened twice.
Yeah.
I will say, leading with the information that you're being used as a hostage for your sister, we would like to remove you from that. It is a starter.
Yeah.
And we can back that up with information that we have on the outside.
All right, so you leave and just kind of drive off before the cops can get to you. With what you've done with the tailing. Yeah, go ahead, Barrow.
Oh no, it's just a quip. I'll put it in text chat.
Okay. With the information that you've gotten through the tailing, yes, you can arrange to meet her somewhere privately, and engage in conversation there. You're not going to auto succeed the conversation. That's going to depend a lot on what you say there. But that is,
Not just wait in her room.
that's an option. You can arrange to break into her house and be there when she gets there, or you can break into her house and search well, not her house, her apartment. Search her apartment. You can simply meet her somewhere on her way somewhere else and pull her aside and talk to her. You can do one thing.
I feel like if we break into her house, it'd be significantly easier to just knock her out and kidnap her.
We're trying to stop someone else from doing exactly that. I feel the need to remind you.
Sure, but we're doing it with the intent of, not holding her as a hostage. Intent matters here.
If he happens to
it's
become a hostage, it's just unfortunate.
I feel like
mean,
it has to be kidnapped.
It would really be an easy way to recruit Nia if we just, take her as.
Look, he's not your sister. You are a work person?
You do realize that's literally what the Nest Egg have done.
If you can't beat him, join him.
No, because they're going to
but
kill her. We don't want to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we're
Worst case scenario
like
for us,
that.
we just turn her
They probably did the same thing too. Oh, we don't want to kill her, but if you don't work for us,
consider this, right? Consider this. If we couch it as both of us are saying, "Oh, we have threats for your sister unless you work for us," then we're actually worse because we actually did something rather than just threatening it.
oh,
Well, I mean, the worst that we do is we just turn her back loose on the planet.
Right. The worst that we do is
and
just
then
leave her on the planet.
To her.
The worst that we do is just leave her
Wait,
on the
no,
planet.
stop
That's the
making
people
it
who are
sound like a
wanting to
threat.
kidnap her.
So what's the plan?
Not kidnapping.
Not
Not kidnapping
go
Luna.
and talk to her and get
I
some
think a
information.
heart to heart with her, I think is probably.
Yeah. Do you mean in a neutral place, Jackal, or in the
Yeah.
privacy and comfort of her own
Obviously a
home?
neutral place.
Okay.
Let's not be creepy and just already be sitting in her home, or somehow lead her down into like this grungy alleyway where she's trapped. Like, on her morning routine, if she goes to like a coffee shop pretty regularly, we'll just be at the coffee shop and be like, "Hey, are you so and so? Hey, can we have this conversation?"
Okay. Yeah.
In view of the people that are currently holding her hostage, she could very easily make a scene, and then we'd have to fuck up.
No. The successes that you've gotten allow you to arrange that meeting where you know that the people that are watching her aren't.
Okay, that's useful information.
While
Yeah.
also being non-threatening.
Now, if you do push her into a situation where she makes a scene, there will be other people around, unless you want to engineer a meeting where there's not other people around. I'm basically giving you the opportunity to stage where you talk to her how you want it. If you want
think
her
that there should
handlers
be
there, they
people
can
around.
be.
Sorry
Sorry.
to cut you off, Redux.
No, that's right. I just kind of ran over you. I'm sorry, Jack. What was that?
I was just saying, I feel like it would be better to just have the conversation in a very public place in view of other people, because it's, in some senses, more disarming, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, they're not gonna make a scene, right? Like at the end of this, if things go poorly, they're not gonna just like do something brash here, right?
You're
There's a layer
referring
of
to
security
her.
in the public place.
Are you referring to she's not going to do something rash, or she won't think that you're going to do something rash?
Both.
Yeah, and that's fair. And you've seen enough. Also, she has, she lives here. This is where she frequents. She probably won't want to make a scene either. And from hearing her through the walls with the Karen, she wasn't really participating in that. She was just an ear. She was not contributing to that drama. So you've also pinned her as so far at least, fairly level-headed. If there's no opposition, we'll go ahead and move forward with the next day. You intend to meet her at the coffee house. It is very neutral, and you know that her handler is off. Well, her boyfriend is off doing his own thing. He apparently has his own life that he's living here.
Is that confirmation that the boyfriend is the handler?
Yeah, you guys can pretty easily identify that the boyfriend is the handler. I would say that it's less certain for your characters, but I believe you as players have gotten enough successes here, and you're competent enough. Your characters are competent enough to make the connections that he's
The
at.
timing of the new relationship is very suspicious.
Timing of the new relationship. He's in a part-time job. He's not very established. He doesn't have rental history. Yeah. He's a new addition to this person's life equation. Percy and Siri. Siri needs to resupply, and needs to either go back to the ship to resupply or needs to buy stock and supplies here. So you guys either get to spend some money or go back to the ship.
I'm not taking any gambles with capitalism land. We're going back to the ship.
Okay. Which gives an opportunity for Das to decide if she wants to go back down.
Well, I wanted to do some analysis first, so
You did want to do some analysis.
Then
Let's
also have a whole day for that.
Yeah, let's turn real quick to Das in the analysis cage.
yeah. Das is like basically any tactic that Das has learned or can think of is being thrown at every piece of information about this ad.
Okay.
She is like this is too targeted. This is not a coincidence, and she wants to know what's going on.
Okay. Is she recruiting any help for this? Let's put Das and whoever she is getting to help her in the lab.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, in the lab box.
Yeah. I think it would basically be a question of, is there anyone that Das thinks would be helpful in this analysis?
Well, Acid has her scientific mod. She is always good for analysis and computation. And Riley is very highly educated.
Okay.
You also found out that Kawana is well educated.
All three of them get a ping then.
Okay.
But I have a thing that's weird and needs some analysis, and if they've got a moment, could they come and have a look?
Oh, Kawana is tromping right away. Tromp.
Yeah. It's like the ping goes out, and then there's just footsteps distantly that approach. Just immediately.
I'm assuming from the I'm Smart that Riley wants to help. Doug, Meowkin, if Doug wants to shift some of the normal spike drive and navigational processing power to divert it to computing, that's something he can probably accomplish without destabilizing the drive.
I mean, what's a little risk amongst friends?
What's that?
I don't think. I was like, what's a little risk amongst friends? I don't think. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing anything risky.
Yeah. I would ask for a skill check for that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make that skill check. I'll move Riley over to the box, and Acid also does respond. So we'll put Douglas in the box also, just because, I mean, he is helping. He's part of this.
Look at me, I'm helping. Where am I?
Good for you, you're helping.
There you go.
I'm helping in a way that's not blowing things up.
Yeah, true. Now, in fairness,
Yeah.
you do plenty of that. We wouldn't still be in the air if it weren't for you.
You're right, they're not.
Oh, I guess you don't have context for Das's backgrounds.
From Yokin's perspective, it's like, why is
just really
why is
fixated on
Elise
this
filming
ad
this ad?
because
This is weird. You're really interested in
Well,
this one ad.
because
very
well,
weird ad.
I was like, so far as Yoko would know, it's just like because it's like, are y'all really just like obsessing over this ad just because it looks vaguely like Das?
Yeah.
So you don't have the background of like, oh, that's a very specific background.
There's a lot of points in that are like, that's Das.
That only makes sense if you know that.
Yeah.
So let's get a relevant skill check from everyone. For Riley, that relevant skill check will be int heal. Acid and Kawana are just going to make a proficient skill check. Kawana is able to apply some of the research techniques and formal education that she had, and Acid is just she's got all of her computation stuff, so she also gets her bonus from that. Make sure whoever's rolling for her, make sure to include her bonus. And Doug?
I mean, obviously, I'm angling for fix, but
Yeah,
I'll roll anything
it's
else.
definitely fix. Int fix for
Okay.
the
Yes.
engines. And while it is kind of a programming thing that Doug is doing, it's the engines. He knows what he's doing with those.
It's more rerouting resources rather than.
Yeah, it really is. All right. And I still need 2 NPC roles. How about 2 characters who aren't already involved in this analysis, or 2 players who aren't already involved in the analysis. Someone roll me for Kawana. You know what, Jackal? You get the roll for Kawana.
Woo.
And
Feel blessed. I actually have a +3 skill. What the fuck?
and Viral, you get the roll for Acid. Don't forget to include her bonuses.
Oh, sure. So that's
I guess it's just bonus. She has a +1, and remember, don't include the plus in the modifier box. Just 1.
So
I just clicked on skill for her, and then it's 1 in the modifier box at the end, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And she's proficient.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
does Kawana also get the 1?
Holy.
Let me look at Kawana's sheet again. No.
Oh, wow.
Acid gets the 1 because she's got cybernetics that literally help her be analytical and scientific.
Okay.
Kawana's just got her education going there.
Cut me off.
What was the whole text?
Why can't she cook?
That is a fair question. All right. That is a lot of high rolls.
Right?
I forgot exactly what this ad's
Yeah.
trying to do.
High rollers.
Yeah. It's,
Alright.
the
What
thing
you
is,
know
like,
what we're actually gonna find out is it's actually just a coincidence.
So here's gonna be the kicker. Das,
Yeah.
roll int no with a +4 bonus.
No. +4. I'm glad there's a +4. In
Okay.
no is a +1 base.
That's not terrible.
Go get him.
Could be worse. Could be a -1.
Okay. So the combination of expertise and background you brought here contributes as much, if not more, to this than just rolling a 10. A 10 is good, but what Riley brings to the table is an ability to see and point out how those images are genetic data projections. They look very much like they are projections of a female DAS's age based on genetic data, and Riley can make some connections in how the images in those images that someone could say, no, that's crazy, that's conspiracy theory, but I'm telling you as GM, but I will read that later on. Oh, gotcha. It was a misclick. I'm telling you as a GM that Riley has made a successful connection that those images are the kind of things that you see from like when you take a kid's photo and you say this is what they look like in 10 years, except somebody did that with genetic data, and instead of in 10 years, simply said at 16 or 17, whatever age Das
Right.
currently is.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't actually know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Kawana just
Unless-
brings to the table kind of the structured research, and Acid is very good on the analysis. The other things that I'm giving you for free, and then I'll let you interrogate, are that an ad calling for orphans from Corafali is already a red flag. Nobody leaves Corafali. I mean, except, Das
Yeah.
obviously did, and you know that there were ships. Trail was there. But it's yeah, that is a very distinct. This is looking for that specific person. Reference to a fire. You basically, with all of this analysis, you can give Das confidence that somebody has her genetic data and is looking for her.
Not
And given the trigger for this ad showing up was Mercure.
Oh yeah. Sorry, not somebody. Mercure has her genetic data.
That's one of the people you don't want to have your genetic data.
And you know what? I'm gonna let Kawana add one more thing as kind of the wild card, and instead of just like being generic. Yeah. Here's some research techniques. Her curiosity and drive leads her to asking, "Hey, wait a minute! Didn't you guys talk about a tube, some kind of pre-tech tube that
oh no!
you were playing with?"
Oh no!
Oh.
What?
That's where they got the DNA from. Because you kept.
Oh.
Your DNA was on the tube because you
was on the tube.
All the time.
Less bad than I thought.
Not usually something that happens. You don't just touch a wall and leave DNA all over it usually. But she's questioning the pre-tech nature of it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. For all you know, there could have been like a hair stuck in it or something.
Well, no, she's bringing into the pre-tech nature of it, and Acid being a pre-tech researcher also can confirm that we can get DNA just by touching somebody with certain pre-tech devices.
Right. Still, that does kind of narrow down what sort of device it might have been, right?
Well, not necessarily, because the box itself was.
Sure,
The
but
box itself was like a security thing. So...
Sure, but aren't only like whatever was in it was fitted to that box, right?
Yes. It was.
Right, so that's maybe kind of a clue. I don't clutch his thoughts here. I want to know what was in it.
To me, it sounds like one of the security measures of the box was recording whoever touched it.
Yeah, because I was going to say somebody else might just not even have been able to play with the puzzle box aspects at all. Like, even if they got the right answer, it might have just not clicked.
That's an interesting one as well. Puzzle box that requires intelligence, but also is coded to
a person, yeah.
Certain people. That would be a very, very secure box.
Yeah. And consider, right? Like, I've just realized something. It's unlikely. I don't want to scare you if it's true, but like, it's probably a coincidence that a bounty hunter only came looking for us after you got the box open, right?
Oh, you're saying you're speculating. Oh, a signal would be sent out. That was open.
Probably not, right?
Yeah, probably
not.
That's probably crazy talk.
Probably.
So we are approaching the end of our session, and I want to give you the opportunity to interrogate this new information. As I like to do, I gave you the basic stuff that I want you to have, and give you the floor to ask questions that you have.
Nothing's coming to mind, but if anyone else has a thought, be good.
Nox raised a point.
What's up?
If it was genetically locked, then they wouldn't have been able to open it to find out the insides were empty. Well, fake.
That's true, unless it was already open. Like maybe it's a lock that only needs to be open once and it's. I don't know. It's pre-tech. It's basically magic.
Yeah, I'm suspecting the recording who touched it rather than the genetic lock thing.
Yeah.
That or somehow they got it anyway. Like maybe whatever was originally in the box did something. I don't know.
But even again, this feedback.
Although if it was whatever was originally in the box, they wouldn't be after me so much because that's what they actually want. So
yeah, let's tie it back to the original question. So say it was locked to Das's DNA signature, right? Then who was it that calibrated it for Das? Was it Griffin Cage? Was it someone else? If like Trail took that thing to get
it's definitely opening a new question. I don't know exactly what the new question is, but there definitely is one.
it got taken. Trail took it to that guy where Das was allowing to get it opened, and then Das stole it. And then at some point between that, it got recoded to require maybe we don't even know that it required a genetic signature, but if it did, they got recoded to require that.
I'm suspecting it didn't. If it was genetically locked, if it was genetically locked, how would Das get it open in the first place? Because presumably it would be coded to someone in Mercure, and the someone in Mercure was not present on the router. We assume.
Unless it's looking for like a near match, and one of Das's biological parents is Mercure Corp.
Don't know.
But at this point, we're just basically speculating.
Yeah, we're just simple at that at this point. Yeah, I think we proceed on the assumption that it's not a genetically locked box, but
but keep it in mind.
Keep it in mind exactly. Yeah.
One more thing, I'm trying not to do any gimmies, but this is a question that you guys already asked when Trail came back. It took Das how long to open it?
Months.
And the travel time from Trail getting out to Kuti Tahirti and then back was not separated by months.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Now, you guys already speculated, maybe they just broke it open. Maybe it wasn't closed as securely. But it is still a question you had.
I was gonna say that once it's been opened one time, it opens easier again.
I can actually answer that one. Das, when you guys had handed that back to Trail, you did make a point of wanting to close it again, make it look like it had not been opened. So
exactly,
Das was able to confirm that no, it was properly locked again.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. However, with a box like that, if you know the sequence, if you know the construction, it's probably not hard to get a machine to do it really, really quickly. Like if you design it, then you can design a machine to open it very, very quickly. At which point it becomes almost like if you make like two machines, it's a very, very secure way of moving a thing from one place to another. With it basically unopenable between the two. Yeah.
And all that would be needed for that is, an algorithm. It would be very easy to transmit that. Basically, a key.
A private key.
Yeah. It is the physical manifestation of of electronic encryption technology.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions they want to suggest, or do you guys want me to leave this for a week for you to think on?
I don't have anything to suggest, but I am willing to speculate if someone gives me something to speculate on.
Ellie has
like-
noted
like-
that.
I always kind of
like-
assumed that they would have had the key to get in, essentially. That
Yeah.
Hmm.
key to get
Yeah.
in.
Like,
Yeah.
let's just review briefly again. What do we figure out all about the advert? Apart from like Mercure Core has Das's genetic signature, some pre-tech maintains that they're probably looking for someone that matches her specifically, and they made it oddly tailored. Like, what do we think the game is here? Like, surely they know that when you see that calling you out so specifically, you're gonna know that the jig's up, right? Why would they play the hand like this? For bounty hunters, who's going to look for something that specific? You could just deny all of this. No, I don't have a traumatic backstory. What are you talking about? Me? Trauma? Psh, look at this. I've got a fantastic found family. Don't ask about the biological one. Prison? Me? No.
Well, while you're pondering on this, let me ask: are Das and Percy going to go planet side? Is Percy going to go back down with Siri, and is Das coming with them? I should ask.
No, I'm just going to leave her without the medical supplies that she requested. Of course I'm going back down. I'm not leaving her there
Well,
alone.
she came up with Percy though.
Yeah, I was about to say it. In fact,
Yeah.
I think I probably would have brought her up with me.
Oh yeah.
was
She was not
yeah.
staying there alone.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not letting her go back down alone.
Hmm.
Okay. Does Das go with Percy?
I feel like it's an absolutely terrible idea.
What?
That's the problem, Riley. It's like it's a terrible idea, but
Terrible idea.
it's a terrible idea, but it's very tempting.
Yeah, I mean, the way Percy actually float it is like, he'll have had all this explained, and I go, so what you thinking? There's no pressure. You don't need to.
How heavy is the Mercure present?
That's a difficult question, actually. I'll give you the information, Viral, and then you can filter that to Das. But it's both pervasive and not. So much of this planet is subsidiaries of subsidiaries, or just subsidiaries. You know, it's all Mercure Core, Spectre Star Technologies, and Union, all the way to the top. But you know, if
Just
you
walk
walk
further
in,
away from the source.
yeah.
So that says how much Mercure is there on the planet. Hard to say, because like the impression that I got, we did some asking around, was that everything is, if you go back far enough, related to a megacorp. But some of it's pretty far removed, you know? I do think that this, like, you know that if we go down there, if anything happens, I will do everything in my power to keep you safe and get you back here, yeah? You know that, right?
I do. I just...
And I do think that, like, there's stuff to be learned here. I want answers, you do too, we all do. But don't let that make you reckless. But if you decide you want to do this, then do it. With that said, I do think that, like, if you would like to go down and experience it in person without being immediately recognised as yourself, do bear in mind that we have a doctor on board who's good at those kind of cosmetic modifications things. I don't know if she can do anything temporary, but like, no point not being clever about it, you know?
Yeah.
Koana and Acid also say that if Das decided to go down, then they would both come with.
Now, even though Acid
Make
would
it a
need to
party.
go in,
Yeah.
even though Acid would need to pretend to be in cosplay again, that's dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fairness, if Acid is pissed off about having to do the cosplay thing, that'll probably just make her an even more terrifying fighter.
Yeah.
Because we know she fights like a Spartan. No pressure and be clever about it, but I know you want answers.
Yeah, I want answers. I'm just not.
If you're not ready, we can always come back here later.
I don't know if there's gonna be answers here. Like we've seen what it does if you're not me, and announcing that I'm me feels like a really stupid idea.
Actually, acid going on the planet with having perimeter presence is probably not a great idea, is it? That's almost as bad as Libra going down.
This perimeter at least is more privately interested and less a sector-wide interest.
Yeah. No, acid would be bad to take down there for entirely the opposite reason. Libra would be terrified of the perimeter agents. Acid would make the perimeter agents terrified of her.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Meowkin. I wasn't trying to mislead you at all.
Could we theoretically run that in the other direction? If we could disguise someone as Das?
Can you disguise Douglas's Das?
Remind me how tall Douglas is?
A little bit of a size difference, but I think you can make it work.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like 6'2".
I think he's 6'2" and she's 5'2", if I remember right. So it's a little bit of a height difference. Yeah.
In fairness, you could
How tall is Kawana?
No, Rajon would never forgive us.
No.
Rajon would never forgive us.
Well, Kawana would not be doing anything, any kind of surgical adjustments. No. I don't remember how tall she is. I think she's about average height, if I remember right.
I recall Kawana is like the same height, if not a little bit taller than Elise, right?
Okay. It sounds about right. Let me.
These are all very relative measurements. I still don't know how tall anyone is.
Elise is 5'6".
Okay, so yeah, that helps.
Elise is 5'6".
Yeah.
Yeah, I recall Kawana being like 5'6" to 5'7" ish.
I think she was just slightly taller than Elise. Yeah. So 5'7".
I do feel like this is really funny. Percy saying to Das, no need to do it. Be careful. We can come back later if you want. And Viral saying to Gidja, do it.
Yeah. This is the thing. It's like out of character. I really want to see this happen, but in character, it doesn't make any sense. I don't think, because what are we going to get out of it? Like the only way I see us getting more out of it than we already got is Das announcing that she's Das, which is just a straight up terrible idea.
Here's something, right? We don't actually know what it is that Mercure want from you. Like, we can assume that it's justice for stealing the box, or help with other stuff relating to that, or whatever you have that was from the box. We assume that it's that. What if there's something else? Like, that in itself is not a great idea, but I feel like they're putting in a lot of effort. And if nothing else, we might find some more details about what it was that was in the box that they wanted from you in the first place.
And that's also a really good point. They are putting in a lot of effort. You should at least humor them.
says the GM.
Yeah, they laid such a careful and intricate and well-planned trap. It'd be a shame not to spring it.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
NPCs need to be rewarded for their efforts too.
They worked hard on this plan.
Myokin could do it.
How tall is Myokin?
Small.
Well, that does fit the criteria.
Yeah.
But would Myokin want to do that? Because remember, we're talking about being the bait for a trap, basically.
Yeah, we're talking about
it's bait for someone else's trap.
Walking into a trap that wasn't set for you. Well, we technically, as Dex said, we don't necessarily know it's a trap. Could be.
Unless they.
Maybe they really do want to give us.
It probably is a trap, though. To be fair.
Unless they both catch her by surprise and kill her, Myokin is the slipperiest person on the party.
put some oil on dog, and he'd be pretty slippery too.
Mm.
Being able to instantly warp 1,000 kilometers away
right.
is.
Yeah, but you haven't told. That's true. You haven't told us though. I don't think yet, right?
I haven't. No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think any of us were going to think of that. Now, if Yoken wants to volunteer for that, that
You
is a
can-
good point,
you
though.
can
Yeah,
teleport
Yoken's
wherever you ever
really
want.
threatened by most things, trap-wise.
Yeah. It is.
Hmm.
It is a thing that I do want to talk about. I just haven't found the time to prep
Well,
stuff.
That would be a good opportunity. It's like, oh yeah, you want someone to bait for a trap? Because I felt like if you have that power, surely at some other point in the past you volunteer to be the bait for a trap.
That is the most of her experience, being able to slip into and out of places.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, we don't know where to go to, but yeah, we don't want someone to be caught. But that would be a great. That's actually, oh man, that's actually not bad though. If you bring that up, because if you just honestly just go there and actually just let them take you to wherever they're taking you, presume they're not gonna. I don't think they're looking to kill outright. They need information.
Hmm.
If they're trying if they're trying to find the box.
So, my question is this, right? We can do temporary cosmetic mods and stuff.
Huh?
Oh god, you're just gonna laugh at me. That's super unethical. Right. So, how much would we have to pay someone to accept some temporary cosmetic modification to make them look like Das, and go and announce that with some kind of mini cam in their eye or something that streams what they're seeing and hearing back to us?
It would be expensive, and
Yeah.
you'd probably have to
Yeah.
pay that person a lot of money. But if you're looking for human guinea pigs, this is probably the planet to find them.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of homeless people that are hard on the luck right now.
I'm sorry. Are we rounding up guinea pigs for Riley now?
Sounds like.
She can do that, and she can do that independently for her own personal projects. This is a crew project.
Guinea pigs are humans.
So let's go ahead and
They're not guinea
put
They're
this
not guinea pigs. They're human guinea pigs.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put this to the side for a second. We will let the question of if Das goes down and with whom and for what purpose. We'll let that settle over the week. I do want to do real quick your meeting with Luna, or at least begin it, and let you have a little bit of payoff from that. So, you've arranged, you're sitting at the cafe, you've made some little preparations and arrangements to ensure that the seat that you saw her sitting at more than twice is free for her, but near to you. So you're certain that she's going to sit there. There's not going to be a question of, oh shoot, now she's sitting across and we have to walk over to her. You're easily within conversational striking range. What approach do you actually want to take in striking this conversation? Is it opening with just a casual commentary on the weather? It's dusty, by the way. The weather is dusty.
Is it ever not dusty here?
Only in the really nice parts of the city.
I think maybe it opens up with some compliments. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, I love your top. Where'd you get it?
Okay.
You know, kind of like, oh, this person's maybe a little overwhelmingly pushing themselves down. Oh, let me just take a seat. Tell me all about it, right?
Okay. All right.
And then once the conversation is a little bit more disarming, I suppose, then it's time to swoop in
Okay.
for the quote unquote kill shot.
As the kids say.
Yeah. Let me just get a real quick charisma talk check on that.
Sure. Decent at these.
Good. Good. Oh my. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wow.
Impressive.
Yeah. Elise finds, from your data that you bought and the trailing that you did, Elise has found the keywords that really get Luna's attention. She doesn't even care that you're just some rando that has imposed herself and invited herself to sit down at her little table. She is she is appropriately put off initially, as anyone should be. It would be suspicious if she wasn't, but Elise knows how to work that into her attention, and you have her trust and confidence right now. Where do you go with this?
I think I want to try and pivot it kind of naturally to like, oh well, I introduced myself a little bit more formally, like, oh, I'm so sorry, we got started and I haven't really introduced myself. I'm Elise, blah blah blah. Like, who are you? Right? Get her to talk a little bit more about herself, try and like kind of steer the conversation naturally to kind of weave into, like family and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. That she she engages, and Miyokin and Aster are also there. Kind of following Elise's lead, unless you wanted it to be just Elise and Luna.
I don't mind if Miyokin is there.
Yeah, Miyokin and Asta kind of, they stay at their table. They don't actually move over to the table with you, but they act like, all, well, I shouldn't say Kana does, but Asta at least acts like, just kind of a friend with this outgoing friend and interacting with. It all looks very natural, is what I'm trying to say. And family comes up, and Luna's without even trying, she's kind of, she's happy with her situation. She misses her sister, who went off to pilot when she was very young, but her parents are well taken care of. She's got a good job. Luna's happy here. She, of course, doesn't mention the infrequent multiple thousand credit deposits that she gets from anonymous sources.
Does it seem in any way that she's lying about that happiness?
It doesn't. She actually seems to be fairly happy with situation here, and she seems to genuinely be sad about losing her sister. Well, not losing, but missing her sister.
Let's see.
With your 14, I will say that she is leaving out details about her sister, just going off to pilot. That's a good point, Meowkin. She's, the full story of why Nia is no longer here. She's not telling you that, and she has clearly concocted the "this is what I tell strangers" story.
Can I perhaps say a few probing comments in the sense of like giving her hints that I already kind of know this information without directly stating that I know this information?
You can.
You can.
She's
about it.
Pilot, and I'm like, oh, does she do a lot of like cargo work? You know what I mean?
You can. You are going to pushing further is going to lose you, not lose you, but it's going to test the 14, and I mean, this was going to happen anyways. Pushing further is probably going to, at various points, require you to reroll to continue to keep her trust. But at this stage, if you want to probe, I will let you without any rolls.
I would like to probe.
Okay. Yeah. So she gets a little bit more circumspect. She gets the picture that you know a lot more about her sister. And she does drop the she just went off to piloting, and she leaves it as a not talking about it thing, and says I'll say that she actually says that something bad happened and she doesn't like talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But she does then ask in a roundabout way, who are you and why are you here?
So at least we'll say that, you know, she's here primarily because she works with she gave me a line to give her line with talent acquisition for a ship, right? So she's been talking with various different people trying to find decent pilots. And that uh the thing about her sister being a pilot, that's just a coincidence, right? She really did just sit here to pay a few compliments, right?
Okay. All right. Yeah, that kind of she's still fine with talking to you, and seems to take it as kind of a coincidence that you just happened to a skeptical coincidence that you just happened to be talking to her, and her sister is she says it, her sister is one of the greatest pilots.
Oh. Maybe I do say this to her, maybe I don't. Well, everyone says that about their family.
You got to decide if you say that to her or not, because I have to know whether to respond to it.
I feel like it's funny if I say that, but it's in a joking manner, not in a rude manner. Okay.
She raises a challenging eyebrow and says, "If you're in talent acquisition, then you know she is."
What was her name again?
Nia.
Oh yeah. She is
Yes,
someone I've
I
been
know, right?
interested in speaking with.
Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen her for years.
Is that so?
Yeah.
When was the last time that you saw her?
I helped her. She double takes on what she just said and corrects. When she left.
Hmm.
You said you helped her?
No, I didn't.
You did.
Trying to get me locked up?
I'm kind of trying to do the opposite.
The
If
perimeter has already closed their investigation. Don't make them reopen it. It'll compound the entire decade. Just real quick outside. Astos law is pretty bad. Open things that get reopened after years basically compound with the fines as if they've been open the entire time.
Oh,
So
interesting.
they try to incentivize, come forward and tell us all the information now, because 10 years from now, if we figure it out, you are fucked.
Mm.
Well,
Interesting
that's right. She
strategy.
was also because she was also basically estranged after Nia's little criminal issue.
Yeah.
I mean, on a 360-year charge, anyways, doesn't matter if it compounds.
That's a point.
It would be Luna's worry here is that she will get implicated as helping Nia.
Being in the knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah,
being
yeah,
accomplice.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think this is a good place to call the session. You've gotten
Absolutely.
information from Luna that she seems to be being very honest in saying that she hasn't seen Nia. You've dangled a little bit of tantalizing piece in front of her with when you say quite the opposite. When she said, "Are you trying to get me in trouble?" Quite the opposite. You've piqued her interest. I was trying to remember what that was for, what the context was. So you've piqued her interest, and we can continue that conversation next week, unless you really want to finish that out this week. I don't want to hold Riley.
I'm
Or
not super
Ellie.
fussed about it being done this week.
What's that?
I'm not super fussed about it being done this week. However, I'm not in the conversation, so.
I have to be fussed about it getting done this week
Oh,
because
you do.
I will not be here next week
Yes.
Okay.
or
Okay.
the week after that. The week after that.
We should probably get to a point where Elise is on the ship then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't hold anyone that needs to leave. This is our end time, like
Ellie, I
literally
can fill
now.
you in later. I can fill you in later.
But anyone that can stay, yes, you have piqued her interest. She doesn't really know what trouble you'd be getting her out of, and she seems to be transferring that to Nia's in trouble.
Which isn't entirely wrong,
Hmm.
but it sounds like maybe she's still not aware that Nia is in her life is being threatened to keep Nia in line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to. She's not made a connection that she's in danger.
Okay, so the handler is okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's
So
not aware that her boyfriend is the handler for said threat.
I don't want to break that little, egg for her.
Yeah.
Aw.
Right. Because
Mhm.
the further around that I get, the more likely she is to go, "No, this is dumb. You're stupid. This is wrong. Bye."
Yeah. Well, especially depending on how well he has her wrapped around his finger.
Yeah.
If he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Do
do
we
want.
have
A lot more dramatic if we just tell her that her boyfriend is basically an executioner to kill her. They need to.
Knox.
Do we have the the documents that we received about her? Are those more out of character documents or in character documents?
It's in character. You have files and documents and images, and just the whole data connections points on a device. It's probably too big for a compad, so you'd need to have it on a data slab.
I mean, just having the important bits, the highlight reel, would be a thing that we can show here. But I think that beating around the bush at this point isn't going to do us many favors.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder if we should just like give her that sort of shock of your sister's in trouble, so that she realizes how serious we are.
Yeah.
Like
But
probably
that
not.
was already the vibe she was picking up, anyways, right? We can
Yep.
just play along with that because
Yeah.
I mean, is it playing along if we're telling her the truth?
we're playing along with the in regards to her boyfriend.
Yeah, it's a technicality, Barrel. That it is a technicality because Elise was intimating that Luna is in danger, and Luna took that to mean Nia's in danger, which she
doesn't realize
is.
she's in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it all goes to the same place. And Jackal, Elise is doing the talking here. Do you want her to go in for the straightforward punch?
I want to dance around it a little bit because again, I don't want to create a large panic in her.
Okay.
I want to slowly drip feed the information so that way she can start to make her own decisions and make her own questions. You know what I mean?
Take it in for it.
Like if I give her all the information on a platter and say, "Here you go,"
Well,
it could be too much. She could speak about it to the wrong person, so to speak, right?
I'll also note we don't have any hard evidence regarding her boyfriend. That's pure speculation on our part.
Yeah.
I mean,
wasn't
very
going to agree with the voice at all.
heavily educated, or like like we have a very good,
So in my book, it's just like,
essentially conjecture.
listen, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I'm looking for your sister. I know that she's in some trouble. I want to help her. I know you want to help her too. That's why we're going to have this conversation. That's why we're having this conversation.
Okay. Well, from the data, you know that Nia did make one of those. Well, the anonymous benefactor, Nia, did make a one of those credit transfers when presumably shortly after she arrived here this particular visit. And so Luna says she's probably in the system. She lets me know she's still alive. Little messages. Can you help her?
I can.
How's she in trouble? Did she get caught?
It's not that she got caught, it's that she's working with a bad group of people.
Oh, Nia. Is it slavers?
Well, I wasn't gonna say that bit of information, but I think you're kind of on the money. So
She was
I guess you can have that one.
always passionate about how much she hated human trafficking. That's the only thing I can think her working for bad people.
I think that they have some sort of dirt on her. I don't know for sure yet what that dirt is, which is why I need you to tell me as much as you can about where you think she could be, who these people might be, so on and so forth.
No, this is
And then
sounding.
I can get to work.
I think you know less about her than you're letting on. She can't be found if she doesn't want to be found.
I'm not looking to find her.
But she could just walk away from whatever danger she's in. She's always been able to get away from anything.
Good thing Doug's not there.
Okay, I didn't want to say this part either, but she's not really the one that's in danger. You get what I'm saying?
Oh no. Who's being threatened?
Her sister? You?
Just left it your sister at her sister.
No,
Oh, that'd be better, of course.
No, I
was just thinking that.
work for Spectre Star, you know, a subsidiary, but nobody would be stupid enough.
Oh, she really does not know space pirates, does she?
Wait, are you calling space pirates stupid?
Have you met us?
Fair.
We were discussing giving a megacorp exactly the bait that, or exactly the victim they wanted for their trap, just to see what the trap was.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, where was that conversation even going?
I don't know, but I really like the Myokin contribution to that if we ever get to that. But that'll be
Yeah.
for later.
So
I
yes,
think-
she does seem to have cottoned on that either she or her parents are in danger. She's figured out that somebody that Nia cares about is in danger. She understands or she believes that Nia is still local, and she pretty sure she's figured out that Nia is working for human traffickers, and that she's being forced to do that with whatever threat they're making to family that they figured out. She still seems to have a question of how the heck did they even figure out who she is, who Shadow is. And there's one piece that she's dancing around. I'm going to bring us to a close here as soon as I can. With Jackal, make me one more. I think this is going to be a connect skill check this time.
Okay.
With wisdom.
Connect with wisdom.
She seems to be intimating that Nia is more than just good at getting away from people. She may have some special abilities that allow her to get away from people.
Is this another teleporter
She's not indicating a teleporter. What she seems to
okay,
be
but even
more on
so.
the line of she's very good at looking different.
Oh, so that would make it even more difficult to identify who she actually is.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be strange that they were able to get that
That's-
information.
This is why you need to be proactive when you're tracking down someone like this, because the only thing that remains the same is their mind and how they react to stimuli, such as threatening what we believe to be Nia's sister.
And you guys did have this kind of hinted from the mercenary data saying that she never looks the same in reports except for a button nose.
I did remember seeing that, yeah.
I
like-
remember
like-
seeing that now.
So is that like the focal point of her power? Just all the
That's the
transformation.
only bit that's actually her. Everything else is
That's her
hologram.
MO.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe she is just a nose. You put a psychic dead zone, it's just nose.
Yeah, her background does not suggest that she's ever had any formal psychic training. So if she's doing something psychically, which she is,
Wild talent.
That doesn't surprise me.
it's some wild talent, and I do not hold to the powers as written for everything. She probably has some unique wild talent, unique gift talent ish.
Yeah, no, she's an NPC. She can have whatever rules.
She can, yes. But she is metamorphing herself in some way.
If you work at the DM enough, you can get that stuff. Probably.
Yeah, that's something I would probably allow for a unique gift.
That's how a lot of your homebrew focuses end up, right? Is from wild gifts, or not wild gifts, the unique talent or whatever, whatever it's called.
Yeah, so you've you know that you can confirm that Shadow has some kind of psychic talent that lets her take on different appearances. You have Luna's cooperation. She feels skeptically trusting of you. You know, she isn't putting her life in your hands, but she is skeptically trusting of you in this situation because everything you've said so far checks out with what she expects from her sister.
Okay, so now we bring up the boyfriend. Since we don't have any evidence on that.
You could try and bring it directly to her, or try to lead her to it for herself.
I don't.
Leading her to it will be more difficult.
but also probably has better results.
Will
Yeah,
also probably have better results. Yes.
So, while we're shaking up your life, have you considered your boyfriend recently?
Just for your information, the threats to your life started on this take.
How do you want to approach it?
I'm not sure it goes well if we bring up the boyfriend. I don't see any situation in that doesn't like
Yeah. The main,
double down on that because it is a positive connection as opposed to a
I
negative
guess,
one.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question is, how do we secure her safety, right?
Yeah.
The easiest way I'm thinking is she just joins us on the Raza.
Everything you've seen so far, however, is she likes her life here.
True.
We don't necessarily want to take her away, right?
But she can't be safe with her boyfriend.
Yeah, like we can't
just
really.
have to- Sorry.
Like, she thinks it. Sorry, go on.
Yeah,
I
let
was
me
just
go
gonna
one at a
say-
time, Jackal.
I was just gonna say that if we eliminate what are they called, the nest egg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then she has there's no reason she's in danger anymore. If that includes boyfriend, you know. Not to
Yes,
say that she'll get over it, but I mean,
Yeah, no, that's fine. So that just means that we need to,
our goal is to get rid of the nest egg.
Yeah.
And then based off of that favor, we can leverage Nia.
right. Except part of the reason that we,
Mia's on the nest egg.
yeah, that was part of the problem. She's on the nest egg, and if we try and take them out, she also will trying to take her out as well.
Presumably, presumably since if they're holding Luna hostage, if they're able to confirm that, us taking her off, that we're taking off her, they can essentially presumably say kill her. It's a hostage situation. It's tricky. I mean, yes, they'd be stupid to do it because then they're basically just dead.
This was
So they no
not
longer have any bargaining point. But we've confirmed space pirates are stupid.
this was not intentionally a parallel to your game, Jackal. Just want to say.
Can she take a sick day or like have a tag along?
To her job,
Yes.
or like just to her life.
Can like one of us stand guard over her? But then
Yeah.
we just like what? We just like glare at the boyfriend the whole time.
That seems plausible. If you're asking her if she can have a tag along or take a sick day, she says either. She could. She's. Before I answer, are you actually broaching this?
Let me explain my thoughts. We get her to take a sick day, or to have a tag along, and we post someone. I'm explicitly volunteering here while Nia is contacted. To let her know that Luna is safe and can be safely moved into Nia's care once Nia can, get out herself.
But also, I don't think Luna wants it. So Nia can't come here, and obviously we want her on our ship anyways. And Luna likes her life here, so uprooting her life presents a difficulty.
I think that Nia would be able to convince her to uproot her life for her own safety. I think that she'll be way more successful than we will be.
Well, let me comment on the first part of that. In that, even without asking her, the data that you have suggests that she's highly placed enough with her work that giving somebody a tour, having a tag along, or taking a sick day is not going to be a problem for her. So those can both be accomplished, whichever way you want. The end part of that of getting Nia to convince her to leave her life, that all can be in the aftermath of whatever else you do. But yes, you could get her to take a sick day or bring somebody with her to her job. Most likely, based on the data you have, you would have to ask her to completely confirm that, but I'm telling you as a GM, that is an option.
I'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my understanding, so I guess the idea, another thing is just make sure that we keep Luna safe while we take the nest egg, right? Is that what I'm picking up?
Yep.
Okay.
Because
Doesn't
like
necessarily mean uprooting Luna, but
yeah, but in the meantime, she's as well protected as she can be.
yeah. Well, presumably once we have Nia on our ship, Luna can just proceed with her life with but yeah, the boyfriend thing.
Yep.
Somebody who's got good admin. Is there anybody left who has good admin?
Anybody
Me?
left with admin?
I have an admin of +1.
Okay.
That's pretty good for this crew.
I would also allow
Yeah.
Asta to roll proficient if you want her to. I don't remember if she's a +1 or a +2.
She's a +1.
She might be a plus.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, she's one.
Then why don't we have leave the focus on the PC. Elise, why don't you roll an admin? Let's go with wisdom.
Alrighty.
Conundrum.
I'm going to remind you that perimeter is the perimeter in assault suits with thunder guns are here to prevent corporations from negatively, well, not negatively impacting, but from enacting violence on citizens. So, which includes workers in other corporations. You know, just kind of violence between the corporations is handled by perimeter with all their fancy tools. So,
perimeter. Hello.
yes. So, if
But we didn't want.
I think whereas what I intended to reveal with this is, if there is any violence between this boyfriend and whoever you leave in protecting Luna, with Luna placed decently highly with the Spectre Star subsidiary. Yes, I agree, Dor. Perimeter might get involved in a way that either works against you or for you.
Well, we want to make sure it's for us because I don't think we're going to be taking them on head to head.
Mm.
No mess with perimeter.
They have high AC and very big guns.
We know what thunder guns do too.
I was gonna say, you know who else has high AC and big guns including a thunder gun? Admittedly, there is only one of me.
Yeah, there's multiple of them. I can do the math.
So, is this another point that we want to let rest and include Elise? I would involve you over the course, Jackal. I don't want to take this on too much longer. You know what? Let me step back from that. I may be being overprotective of your time when I don't need to be. You guys tell me when we need to wrap up.
I'll just say this: we can wrap up now.
Okay.
If you want to handle anything in between sessions, we can.
Okay.
But I will be basically working on Sunday, so that
Yeah, I
I won't be contactable on the day of the
Yeah,
session.
that's a shame. That is a
Okay.
shame.
But yeah.
Is there any last bits you want or details you want to work out before we do close?
No, I think I can leave it to the group to essentially use Elise as the mouthpiece that it is needed in order to get whatever they need from Luna.
Okay.
Yeah, contact with. Do you have any preferences on how, like, Elise's preference? Because presumably maintain Luna's status quo if possible.
Yeah, I think it would be best if we maintained her status quo, and if we're going to converse, we should just come back to the coffee shop. We should try not to have any digital message communication that is non-secure.
Yeah. Agree.
So if we want to give her a separate phone, like say tomorrow, to contact us through, we can do that, and then we can go to digital. But otherwise, it's just going to be physical, face to face, at this particular table at this particular coffee shop.
I am very pleased that I managed to express the need for that so clearly, early on, instead of just now saying, "Oh, but Congrids." It pleases me that you took that into account. Thank you, Jackal.
Took what into account?
The fact that the Congrid here is not your friend.
Yeah.
I didn't even. That wasn't a conscious thought. I just thought that was a smart idea.
I'm taking credit for it.
Idea actually confirmed that it wasn't that communications wouldn't be secure earlier.
Yes.
That's why.
I feel like I missed that. I'm so sorry. I missed it.
I don't care. I'm still taking credit.
It still worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, no. It was just more devious than in.
Yeah. Dex
You
can be
planted
proud
the
that I
idea in
avoided
your
the
head.
landmine successfully by accidentally jumping over it. Oh, this would be fun if I went from this rock to that rock.
Yeah,
It
Dex,
is-
you accepted the idea.
It is something that you can do, though. If you kind of go into this in an operation mindset, you could bring in a comm server and set it up so that you've got communications, have your own compad devices that you can issue out keyed to that, and have private and secure communications.
Yeah, but we need to basically set that up on the planet, right?
You would need somewhere to set that up. Yeah, it becomes more of an operation instead of an opportunity.
Yeah, but we actually have like a feet on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I think essentially the solution here is going to be a two-pronged approach, because we have, like I said, keeping the sister safe while also securing Nia.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for next session. We'll talk over the week about whether DAS comes down and does any testing, or if you want to hold off until after you've resolved the Nia and Luna situation before acting on any of that. Actually, that might actually be something I ask right now. Do you want to wait and see what happens with the whole shadow operation here?
Yeah, I feel like if we are going to do something, it might get us in more trouble and make us have to leave. So we should probably be ready to leave before we do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Then our next session will begin with however you plan to tackle. So that's what I want any conversation in planning this week to kind of, if you could, decide on the approach you want to take, what you want to do, and how you want to start the engagement. Understanding that your plan may not survive contact with its initial bullet point, so don't have to go too deep into it. Just kind of, know what you're thinking about doing. Oh, you just did that. Thank you, Meowgan.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring us into the stream ending card, and I want to take. Hang on, let me actually put that on. I want to take like